Merry impeachment.
I wasn't expecting that
Surprise.
one. Got
The
him.
president's done, and nobody's definitely not biased about it. Definitely smart people on both sides of this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely There's no like vitriol or anger going on. Anyway, yeah, there you go. That's it. That's all we're gonna talk about. The impeachment of
Donald
J.
Trump.
What's the J stand for?
Good question. I don't know.
Donald Janessa Trump.
Yep, that's definitely. I bet
Donald-
it's like John or something.
I think it is
just
John,
normal.
actually. Who cares? It's the Filmsharks podcast. You feel like you're being watched, Jesse?
First video podcast.
Yeah. We said it. We set a goal.
We're sticking to it, whether it's going to be good or not.
The what was it? The New Year's resolution.
Yes.
We'll have an episode that's filmed this year.
Whether it's good or not, we have to do it.
We're cutting it close, but we've done it, Jesse.
Tyler was correct, though. We have to start somewhere.
And I was just like,
just do it. Just
let's
start.
just start. It doesn't matter where we go. Anyway, whether this is interesting or not, you can still listen to it just audio if you hate our faces.
I hate my faces.
How many faces you got?
2. No, I mean just
two-faced. Okay. Anyway, it's the Filmsharks podcast. We talk about movies and TV shows and games. And anything else we feel like talking about, entertainment-wise or not.
But today's an important day.
Yeah, the impeachment.
Yes. Today, we're going to be talking Star Wars.
Because?
The Rise of Skywalker.
Yes.
I keep forgetting the name of it.
Because this month
is...
I thought you were just going to go with it. It's Star Wars month.
Oh.
It's not Christmas. Who cares about goodwill and peace towards men? I just care about Star Wars.
Yep.
But is there goodwill and peace
nope.
in terms of this movie, Jesse?
I feel like the fans are the reason.
I don't know, Jesse. You seem like you were pretty on to it.
I was happy walking out. We'll talk about it. But
first of all,
that's happened to me before.
Yeah. We got to talk about potentially a better movie. The first trailer for Tenet.
Oh.
Chris Nolan's... I think Christopher Nolan's probably my favorite director.
He's one of them. I love, what's the Blade Runner dude?
Which one?
The
good
one, yeah.
The good one. Ridley Scott's good. Well, he was
makes
good.
good stuff. No, I think
Ridley Scott's made some of my favorite movies.
Denis Villeneuve. That guy.
Denis Villeneuve. It's spelled like Dennis, but he pronounced it
Denis Villeneuve.
No,
he's great.
He's good.
He's probably one of my tops.
He's not made a bad movie.
That's
and
true.
I would also say
Christopher
Nolan has not made a bad movie.
I agree.
But you might say Christopher Nolan's not so great movies are worse than Denis Villeneuve's
best
movies.
Oh.
No, what?
No, maybe.
Don't worry about it. Let's talk about this trailer, though.
Watch it?
Are we allowed to play this trailer?
No. But we're going to.
Are we allowed to? Can you
yes, you can.
blacken it? Are you sure?
I can black it out if it don't.
Sometimes they copyright strike. If we're putting this on YouTube.
What do you want? Do you not want to watch it?
I do want to watch it. I've seen it, but...
I saw it once.
I saw it twice.
Do you want me to play it on the screen or not?
My question is, are we going to get a copyright strike?
Yes.
No. Well, then why would we do it?
I just don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Probably not.
If we're critiquing... This is a critique of this trailer.
Do you want me to see?
And if we get flagged, then we'll just remove this part.
Let me see if anyone's watched it on YouTube. If anyone's watched it on YouTube, we're probably safe.
You mean as a
yes.
reaction?
Yes.
We're allowed to do reactions. People do that, right?
Trailer reaction. Let's see.
This is probably something you need to work out before we start recording.
I'm going to mute this real fast so I can see.
Do you want to talk about how
it's got 300,000 views and they still have it.
While you're doing that, do you want to talk about how I wrecked into a pole and broke it in half?
Tyler scared me by almost dying. So tell everyone
you just
what
found
happened.
out about it today.
I know, and you didn't even tell me.
Well, I just thought the rumor mill would do its job and work out some rumors.
You're wrong.
Like I figured your mom or like your dad would mention it.
My mom does not care about me. I'm just kidding.
Well, I just thought they might mention it.
People are watching it and they have 300,000 views.
Listen,
so
it was right after the podcast that night. We went out into the snow, and I was like, "It's fine. I got all-wheel drive." And driving down around this curve. I'll just make it quick because we're about to watch this trailer. It's like a downhill and around the curve, And turns out all-wheel drive doesn't help you when you're already sliding.
Yes.
And you have no traction. So
Four-wheel drive, anything.
it's like
will
friction's a
help
thing or something. I don't know. But
it's like ice is slippery or something.
well, it wasn't icy. It was just snowy. But anyway, so we were like, we weren't even going that fast. We were just down the hill. And we were like, and we got into a little bit of a slide. And I was like, uh-oh. And so I was like, turning and like sliding. And so I had a choice, Jesse, because here's a telephone pole. And it's like this way, you can go down into like a field.
Yes.
It's kind of it's hard to tell how steep it is, but it could be bad. So in my head, I'm like, I got two choices. I can try and keep turning and maybe break free of this, get some traction, and maybe make it around, or I can try and miss this pole, or if I didn't miss, then I'd hit the pole. If I could try to just go down to this field, and maybe I could just go whoop down to the field and be fine and get some traction and just drive out of there or get towed out and be fine for the most part. But who knows? You could hit the ground and like smash your front. Who knows?
Could have been worse.
But I don't know because I didn't make that decision. I was like, I can pull out of this.
I don't know. I didn't make that.
I was like, I'm going to try and make this turn, but it obviously didn't work. So I went whoop and right into the side of this pole, which broke in half.
Jeez.
How fast it's like around the curve, so like the wires were like here and they're like pulling. So it's like two things here and there's one over here. So it was like, and so the road goes like that.
Yeah.
Not that fast, but I think I picked up speed as I slid.
Maybe like 30?
Maybe 25, 20, through there.
That's the same street that me and my mom wrecked that car.
But it was earlier though.
Yeah.
But
it was a long time ago.
Anyway, I don't know how fast I was going. I don't remember. I remember thinking I'm not going that fast.
I'm not going that fast.
Well, you know, like not fast enough to where you'd be like, this is reckless.
It's a dangerous road either way.
Yeah. But anyway, so I hit it. It snaps in half like midway up. So like here's the pole, and me, if I'm like this big, hit the car. Actually, I can't gesture this way. It's like pole's here, and if I hit it, it like broke up halfway up, which is like didn't break where it was. It was just like whoop, and it was like hanging, and then the wires are like hanging over, and the two side windshields broke. And
did you get
the side of my car?
Did you get out of the car like right away?
Yeah, like I was totally fine.
Was like the wire's
hanging over top of it? Yeah. Like I couldn't go back into it after people got there because I was like, they're like, well, you got license and stuff. I was like, everything. Even my wallet was I left it in the car. I was like, everything's basically in the car. And Kirsten's like standing around. I was like, get away from the electrical poles. I had to tell her twice.
Yeah, well,
like, get away from the wires.
The thing when we wrecked, the same thing happened to us. The wires were over the car. Yeah. And my grandpa lived just down the street, and he comes running and like jumps over the wires. I'm like, Grandpa, what are you doing?
But yeah, so they were worried about them touching the car and stuff, which they weren't because I reached in and got some stuff before I did, which I didn't get the right things apparently. But anyway, Kirsten's pretty much fine. She kind of hurt her wrist, which could possibly a hairline fracture.
That's
maybe.
Awful, dude.
But basically, for the most part, she's got the worst. She had a few cuts on her cheek and like some of the rash from the
airbags.
The airbags. I didn't get hit by anything.
Nothing. Not even the airbags.
No.
You didn't even get an airbag off?
Because no. It was on her side, so that's where they went off.
Oh, yours didn't go off.
Right.
Whoa.
So it hit the passenger side because we were sliding this way into the pole.
Nice. Not nice, but yeah.
That's not nice. Well, I mean, for the most, but like I wasn't even sore the next day. Like, you know how people are like, oh, you'll be sore the next day. I was like, well, basically fine.
I'm fine.
Maybe I got like a tiny scratch on my knuckle, but that may have been from something else. Who knows?
Man, got in a fist fight right after.
Yeah, I punched the guy right in the face.
Well, Tyler, I'm super glad
there you go.
You're good.
But it's okay. A bunch of our friends were behind because they were like caroling and stuff. And so I tried to do one good thing. Whoop.
Try to carol.
I try to carol, share good news.
Maybe you're gonna turn into
and then I just
Scrooge or something now because doing something nice.
I hate.
Card.
I'll be like the Grinch, the little kid Grinch. I hate Christmas. Throw that tree.
Well, Tyler, I'm super glad you guys are good because I couldn't do a podcast. I can't lose my best friend.
Here's my dying wish, Jesse.
Yep.
You continue on this podcast as if I were here.
No.
And you play audio that's used.
I'm going to run out of material real fast.
Save the yes and no's that you like from previous on the on your thing.
It's just going to be me
yes
asking
and no
you
and like answers I say.
Great.
Yes. And then if you ever talk about The Last Jedi, just have me say, I don't like it or things like that.
You ready to watch this?
Yeah. Gosh.
I'm glad you're okay, dude.
Nobody cares about it.
I just found out today.
There you go.
I just found out a week later, and
just to say,
you could have been dead.
You just never know.
Well, you couldn't have. You were talking.
Well, you would have found out sooner, but
plus we were talking.
I just didn't know how you broach. How you broach?
I mean, we're just talking, and it's just not like
how to broach that sort of thing where it's like, yo,
I was
also.
That was a cool trailer, but I got in a wreck.
Also, thanks for sending me this movie news. But also, I was in a wreck. That car that flipped over in that movie.
Thanks for sending me these memes about Joe Biden, but I was in a car wreck.
No, but thank you for sending me those memes about Joe Biden. Also, you scarred me.
Oh yeah, I'll never look at Joe Biden the same way anymore.
Not sponsored by Taco Bell.
We got Baja Blast, bro.
But Taco Bell,
give us that money.
Them and Skull Candy. I'm on board.
What's your dream sponsorship where you get free stuff from them and you're paid to
likely yes. Or
what's your
just
dream?
Like totally dream.
Yeah.
I mean,
both.
Like a Tesla. I'd like a new car.
Oh,
that'd be nice.
A Tesla car. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
They wouldn't send you a car anyway. They'd send you like a hat. Like
probably.
Can you imagine, sticker.
Dude? A Tesla's probably my dream car.
I'm just joking.
Dude, they're so cool.
I don't know though. Are they that good though?
They're amazing.
You have to have like 3 battery.
No, it's one battery is good for 300 miles, which is I don't even drive 300 miles in a week.
Okay, well, I bet you.
And people, you can install chargers in your garage.
Bet you do.
You can install chargers in your garage and let it charge overnight.
Half an hour driving is like 24. No, never mind. Forget it. I'm thinking 24 minutes. I'm thinking minutes, not miles. I was like, that's not right.
Driving is 24 minutes.
Forget about it. Never mind.
A half hour of driving is 24 minutes.
I can't remember. No, I was in my mind. I was like trying to think of how much that was because I had calculated it. Anyway.
Oops. Oops.
Okay. It's a work in progress. Listen.
We had to cut.
All
Sorry.
Right. There might be a weird cut in there somewhere. Who knows?
Hopefully this is
technical difficulties. It is what it is, man. Anyway, let's talk about that Tenet trailer.
Wait, what?
Tenet. The Tenet trailer.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about it.
Let's bring that.
Let's bring that back up. Give me 1 second.
What? Oh, what? Where are you going?
I want to make sure this is good. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Might as well, just in case.
I don't want to get started and then have to stop again.
Yeah.
All right. We're good.
Okay. I'm recording, and that thing is recording. So,
Tenet.
Yes.
Looks good.
Looks fun. We will see it in theaters.
We shall see. Should we see Cats in theaters?
No, I don't want. I'll wait till it comes out. We'll do a commentary.
I would love to watch Cats when it comes out. I already hate the musical. And because my mom kind of watched it sorry, Mom. My mom watched it a lot.
I don't think I've ever actually seen the whole thing.
And our friend Jacob loves it.
Yeah. Sisters.
I don't. Man. They kind of forced me to watch it when I was little, so I always hated it.
This is torture.
So I'm very excited to hate this more.
This is something that might be cool in a theater, like an actual on stage production.
I hate James Corden, so that's also going to be hard.
Listen, yeah, but it might be cool on an actual stage where you actually get to see people doing this in real life, and you can be celebrate human dancing and stuff. I don't know. I mean, humans dancing, but it's like makeup and it's all the different stuff. But this is just
awful,
gratuitous, and it's just
awful.
Some things are not meant to be adapted.
Like Cats, the musical.
Like Cats, the musical. And it's they're weird, hybrid, humid cat things.
Also, Taylor Swift's in it, I think.
Yes, she is.
Great.
Yeah, she is.
Cool.
Can't wait to see her as a cat. If you're into that sort of a thing. Not me, I'm saying. I'm saying someone.
It'd be great to see her as a cat, if you know what I mean.
Are you Lando?
Hey,
baby, it'd be nice to see you as a cat.
Speaking of Lando, should we just jump right into it?
I thought we were going to watch Tenet trailer.
I thought we have it recorded. Because we talked. No, we didn't.
We did not. We lost some of it.
Let's watch Tenet for the first time. We're going to watch the Tenet
trailer. No, for the 4th time for me. For the 2nd time for you? No, 3rd time for me.
Second time for
4th
me.
time for me. 2nd time for you. Anyway, no, 3rd time for you. Yes. Oh, man. We'll get the math right someday.
Someday I'll be a mathematician.
So this may or may not be okay on YouTube. I have no idea. We're talking about it. This is just to let YouTube know. This is we're talking about. What am I saying? We're talking about this trailer, okay, as a critique. Apparently, this is Denzel Washington's son.
You didn't know that, but I knew that.
Was like
John David.
He doesn't really look like him.
No, he don't. So he dies.
He must look a lot like his mother, who I have not seen. I don't think.
He dies, and then he comes back to life.
He gets a pill swallowed by himself. It's like he's like a
Not everybody does.
He dies in some special way that he's able to.
Welcome to the afterlife.
It's like the government recruits him like these dead agents or something,
To do what I do.
and he's able to like
I need some
manipulate
idea.
time, or time is manipulated around him. It's very Inception-ish.
Got the new Batman in there.
Trying to prevent World War III.
Yeah. Christopher Nolan's working with the new Batman.
Makes sense. We also got the
Her, she's familiar.
Kenneth Branagh.
Kenneth Branagh. What a great director, great actor. I'm ready for the new movie.
Got the old Michael.
See, here it
the
is.
waves are
Back-
doing going
yeah,
backwards.
Michael Caine, he's awesome.
Tenet.
He's just got one word,
Open the
Tenet.
right doors.
Michael Caine,
The man.
baby.
Ones too.
How you know you're watching a Christopher Nolan movie? We could make that. We could do that podcast.
Time stuff and
There's a lot of like reverse time stuff.
don't make sense, but I like it.
He's great, Mr. Edward Cullen.
Is it a heist?
And now he's going by probably.
Or
No,
is it,
it's
like,
espionage or something? What did he say about it?
Feel it.
Yeah, that. I'll look it up.
Tenet. He said their basis was like
What happened here?
I can't remember what his basis
Hasn't
was.
happened yet.
Hasn't happened. Look out!
Whoa.
So you can stop it now. Because Inception was his heist film. Not that he can't do more, but
One heist film.
one heist
Tyler.
film per director, please. But yeah. So he said something. It's like espionage or something. He said is the basis, something like that. I don't think it was a heist, but it was something similar to
I
that.
do love everything he makes. So
Look, I may
I'll
have said
see
it. Maybe I didn't say it already. I don't remember.
We said it once,
But
we'll
he's-
say it again.
I can't remember if I said it before we had to recut or not. But
We'll find out.
he said this is his most ambitious film yet.
Aaron Taylor Johnson's in this, but I did not
Yeah.
see him.
Well, maybe he's a villain or something. Maybe he's one of the people who killed him. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Watch out, because
The plot is unknown.
the Equalizer is going to come after you, kill his son.
Time travel espionage.
Yeah, there you go.
There
Haha.
you go.
I did it. Right, yeah, because there's like literally no plot. But it's basically, Christopher Nolan just said, essentially, he's kind of started with the idea of espionage.
There's like a quick clickbait. It's like, what's the deal with Tenet? It's like a Jerry
What's the
Seinfeld.
deal with Tenet? I don't know Jerry Seinfeld that much. That well?
It's all right.
I don't know.
Should
I never really watched Seinfeld. I only saw it when I was a kid, so I was never
watched a
like
little
interested.
I mean,
Maybe
it's
if I
good.
went back and watched it now, I might like it and be more into it. But
I mean, it's good. Just
I just never got into it.
Yeah, me either.
I'm trying to be more expressive with my hands, and now this filming gives me more.
I'm not. I'm just gonna
I
sit
just
here.
do the same. Say, how do you like the same motions over and over again? Does that work?
I love
for you?
these motions. These motions are great. Should we talk
These
about
motions.
something though?
No.
Okay.
Let's just figure we just sit here in silence for a while.
All right, let's try it.
Stare into the camera. Maybe some ASMR.
No, close
So-
your
I'm
mouth.
sorry.
You said you're just not like stare at the camera.
Anyway,
Talk about Star Wars.
it's Star Wars month, so we're gonna talk about Star Wars, the new Star Wars that
We
people
literally
care
saw it
or don't care about.
today.
Well, careful! Don't cut off your,
Oh, sorry.
break your cords off.
We saw it today.
We saw it today, like a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
So we're fresh.
Still processing it.
Yeah.
My review might be different next week. That's
Well, we
okay.
can talk about
Opinions
it.
can
We
change.
can say if we've changed on it. I may or may not see it again before.
I probably
It's
will.
not a movie that I feel like
but
I
I-
need to see again.
It's just kind of sad. When I saw The Force Awakens, I'm like, I can't wait to
Well,
see that again.
like, I'd
This
watch
one,
it-
I'm like, I
Yeah,
can wait
like I'd watch
a
it when
little
it came
bit.
out on video, but I don't have a need to be like, I gotta go see this in theaters again.
When I saw The Last Jedi, I was like, I don't need to go see that again for a while. Because I was just like, oh, man.
I don't know.
The Force Awakens is
Yeah.
like, I can't wait to go see it again.
Yeah,
It's a weird feeling.
I was thinking when that came out, I can't wait to go see this again without having my neck
yeah,
sore.
exactly.
from
Maybe
staring
when
up
we go
straight up
see
at
a
the
movie,
screen.
we should always sit in the front row. That way we'll look forward to seeing it the next time.
have to see it again.
Let's
So
go watch
my neck
Cats
isn't in-
front row.
so I don't get. I mean, all my years at Walmart playing video games had prepared me for it. But
Oh, yeah.
still,
When you went to Walmart, was your go-to the PlayStation or the Xbox?
it just depends on. Sometimes
It was always the
different
PlayStation
games.
for me. PlayStation always had the games that I wanted to play.
Xbox 360 had the King Kong game, which
That
was
was
really
good.
cool.
I would also
I
say
played that one.
a PlayStation 2 did have.
That's an underrated game. That King Kong game, the Peter Jacksons. I thought that was actually not that bad.
I remember. I have a vivid memory of playing Bounty Hunter, the game, in a Walmart.
I never played that game, man. But I always heard
The
it was
one
good.
with Jango Fett. It's great.
They stole that ship of his and put it into Mandalorian.
It's great.
They copied it. Well, not copied it exactly,
amazing.
but it's similar. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about the rise of Skywalker. I had to make sure I didn't say The Last Jedi or something like that.
I don't like that title still.
I'm still not certain of the meaning precisely. I mean, I get the meaning, but
After
I
seeing
don't
the movie,
get the meaning.
I kind of get it, but I don't.
Exactly.
But we'll talk about it in spoilers, I think. Is the title it's kind of a spoiler.
It's not a spoiler.
Kind of.
Because you don't know exactly what that means. You know?
Kind of.
Okay, well, anyway, let's just talk about non-spoilers for just a bit, as long as we can, and then we'll just spoil it.
I don't want to talk too much about the non-spoilery things. So.
Look, we love Star Wars, so it is what it is.
We are big Star Wars fans.
So that's what you're going to get. In case you're just like, I just want a real critique, because I'm going to try and critique it on... I'm going to try and talk about it as a film, but also as a Star Wars film.
You be the film guy.
No, I don't want to
I'll be the fan guy.
But I'm both. That's the thing. Like
I'll be more of the
because
fan
I'm
guy.
kind of conflicted. I guess we'll just start talking about it. Because I'm kind of conflicted. Because part of me is like, I liked it more, but was it a better movie? Was it a better movie?
It was.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there were things that are like fan like put in there for fans.
As
and I was
a
like,
fan.
But does this make it a good movie, or am I just biased? You know what I'm saying?
I'm biased.
Because there were probably things in The Last Jedi that were good movie stuff, but I didn't like it because I was like,
fan.
well, this doesn't make sense.
It destroys Luke Skywalker's character.
This is literally destroying my childhood.
Oh, no.
I just thought of it. Ryan Johnson.
Wait.
This is all wrong.
Wrong one.
Well, that works too.
Stolen my dreams and my childhood.
I was not ready. I was too ready for the Tenet trailer. Sorry.
I was set up for, if you wanted me to play Tenet trailer, I'd been ready, right? Like that.
This is the way.
Yeah. So, anyway, good episode last time.
We'll talk about that maybe later.
Next week.
Yep.
Because that's what after the final final episode comes out. We're
Next
talking
week.
Mando.
Is the final episode next week?
It's the 27th. That's right. Well, they put this one out early. They put it out Wednesday because it had something to do with the movie, and I've realized what it was now. And also, they wanted to get that sneak peek out.
That's weird.
It came out Wednesday rather than Friday. Like the next one's gonna come out Friday.
Anyway,
so but yeah, so that's my conflict with this film is like, I'm trying to decide still because I'm still thinking about it. I'm like, well, what part?
What fart?
Oh, I thought you were gonna play something. So I was
but
giving
then
you
I
space.
just kind of gave up. Next time you do it, I'm just gonna like act like I'm gonna push a button and then do nothing, so it's just silence. What fart?
You gave up on pushing a button. I was gonna.
I
do
didn't
it,
know
but
which one
I
to
gave
do.
Up. You gave up so easily.
I didn't know which one to do.
I don't know. I was thinking like the Will Smith.
That's my favorite.
Oh man.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah. There you go.
That's hot.
I just like I was going to, but I gave up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
stop it.
All right, I'm done.
I don't even remember what I was saying. You've done this to me so many times.
I'm not the one that said fart.
I was gonna pass right over that.
I heard you. Wait a second.
Because
You're
I was like
fart part, and I was like,
that's because
gonna
I was
say
just
something.
acknowledging that I said the wrong thing, and so I was gonna go back and whatever. Anyway, what was I saying?
I don't know. I don't know.
Great podcast.
You were talking.
It's talking about whether
Star Wars.
Oh yeah. But what movie?
The Rise of Skywalker. You were
Oh,
talking
that's right.
about.
I was saying, but I don't know which part.
That was
My
which part?
gosh. I'm saying I don't know.
Which fart?
Jeez,
Let's just
totally.
move on.
I cannot
Then
remember
just
what
move
I'm
on.
saying. I don't know where to move on from because I was
Tyler,
moving on as I was going.
did you like this movie?
Jeez.
As a fan, did you like this movie?
I liked it more than The Last Jedi.
But as
that's
a
why I was
movie-
conflicted.
As a movie,
But as a
did you
movie,
enjoy
it's
it?
real messy.
it's very
And
messy.
I'm like, that's why I'm conflicted because I'm like, I don't know what to give this because it's so
let's give it 2 scores then.
It's
As
not,
a fan,
okay, fine.
it's better.
Hold on, but it's not overly. It's corrective, in some ways.
Yeah,
it's
like
not,
in the movie I told you, I said this is course correction.
yeah,
The
you're
movie.
Like, you're like, well, also you're like, was that supposed to be a correction to that thing,
Yes.
or is that supposed to be a dig at
well, I
something
couldn't
Ryan
stop
Johnson
thinking
did?
about the Last Jedi watching this movie. I'm like, that's got to be something from the Last Jedi.
Okay, let's continue this ask question thing. So I'm like, we'll rate it in a minute, but did you like the movie, Jesse? I'll ask you the same thing.
As a fan, I liked the movie. I liked it. I didn't love it. I liked it.
What's the
if
rating
I didn't
as far
like
as liking it?
If I didn't like Star Wars, I feel like I would not like this movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If I was not
yeah.
a fan of Star Wars, say I'm the biggest Star Trek fan ever, I watched this
Trek is
movie,
good.
I would not like this movie nearly as much as I did.
I don't know if you know this, but I've been watching The Next Generation, and it's really
I'm
good.
not a big Star
You should
Trek
watch
fan.
it.
I'm not
It's really good, man.
I'm
It's
not a
free.
big Star
It's all,
Trek
they're
guy.
all on Amazon Prime.
I'm not a Star Trek guy.
The Prime Directive. Amazon Prime Directive. Oh, yes.
Man.
That's why it's on there. Okay, I'm just kidding. I think it's on Netflix also, so. But anyway.
Would you say, as a fan, you liked it, though? Because I'm still like, we just came out of the theater today, and I'm still kind of thinking about it.
Yes, I liked it. I think it was.
It's better than The Last Jedi. That's all I can say. I still think The Force Awakens is almost better than this, though.
Yeah, I like The Force Awakens better.
But it's better than The Last Jedi,
Yeah.
is what you'd say.
Yeah, but.
As a movie, this movie is all over the place, pacing, and also, like...
Last Jedi had issues too, like pacing and stuff too, and things didn't make sense.
But
so
this
I can't
feels
really.
like
I'm trying to figure out.
trying to shove everything into a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
It's shorter than The Last Jedi, but it feels...
Is it shorter?
Yeah.
It's very close if it's not shorter. They're both
Last
2:30.
Jedi was the longest one.
They're both 2 minutes and 30. 2 hours and 30 minutes.
2 minutes and 30 seconds. Well, like the first... Okay, I'm not going to spoil,
So
but
fast.
the first, 15 minutes, they drop so much information on you
Yeah.
that you're just like, okay, we're really just going for it full
Yes.
speed, and we haven't slowed down to think about
I don't know
anything
how
that
long
happened.
it's been. What's the time jump?
It seems like a year or two, maybe,
Yeah, I guess so.
because
It just doesn't make
not
sense.
spoiler, but I mean, like,
Yeah.
they've been working on things for a while.
Yeah. People have described it as being like 3 movies, and this could have been
feels
the
like
trilogy itself, really, in and
Yeah,
of itself.
exactly.
If you extended the storylines and brought them to their full.
You almost could have erased
Use.
The Last Jedi and erased The Force Awakens, and this could have just been the beginning in a way. It would have started with these.
You would have had to introduce people, but
Yeah,
yeah, I
but-
mean, you go with more of this storyline.
Also, someone mentioned that, like,
it might have been more satisfying.
you could have pulled the Harry Potter, done a 2-parter as a last.
Yeah, that'd be weird though. 'cause
I mean,
it
you
would be
could have
weird.
with this movie. There's 2
Yes.
parts where you could have.
Yeah,
Easy.
I can think of a good spot even where you could split it.
Bring that up in a minute, so
I might forget it, but I mean, there's a couple spots where you could. I'm trying to think of spots where it's like, oh no, what's going on to happen, and then you end it. But
I'm gonna write that down so I can bring it back up.
don't do that.
Just so
'cause
we can
I'm
bring it
not
back
certain.
up.
I'm just trying to think in my head.
But
anyway,
I think the problem with this is the Last Jedi answered a lot of questions and also set up a lot more questions for JJ to fix.
But the problem with that for me is it felt like an ending. The Last Jedi just kind of ended everything. It was like, oh, you've brought up. I mean, it made it. To be fair, it was difficult because JJ set it up and he's like, what's this? What's this? He set up all these plot continuations that he had to like fill in the blanks for. And that was probably pretty difficult. And I think Ryan Johnson was like, yeah, I'll try and do something different, whether it was good or not. I don't think it was good, but some people like it. But regardless, he did that. He tried to fill in these plots. But the problem with that was they felt definitive. Rey's nobody. Snoke's dead. The Empire, the rebellion lives on or whatever, Luke's dead, whatever you want to say.
Keep talking. I'm just gonna check on it.
Okay.
Just keep talking.
It's gonna walk behind you, right at your shoulder, people. Okay. But
I want to stop.
it's fine. So it's just really difficult because then it's like, well, your hands are tied. Like, where do you go with this from here? Then, And so I think J.J. Abrams had to be like, okay, you've killed off the main bad guy.
Would you say
What
that?
am I gonna do? Because Emperor Palpatine, I don't know what Colin Trevorrow's plans were, but he said
Kinda-
some of his
I
stuff
kinda-
was in this,
I
but
kind of want to know what his
but
was
like
now.
Palpatine was never the idea the whole time.
I wish there was a way to just know what he was going to do and then didn't.
Colin Trevorrow?
Yeah, I wanted to know what he was planning on doing. I would think it'd be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, he'll probably talk about it
Whether
a
it
couple
could
of
have
years
been
from
worse.
now.
It could have been way worse.
He'll probably talk about it a couple of years from now, but I don't know why he got fired. Probably Book of Henry, but
Yeah.
you know,
I would also say
they're just so Disney's so weird about, at least Star Wars, so weird about firing and hiring directors. That it's just
agree.
like, what's going on?
so the
I
Rise
guess
of Skywalker itself, though,
my biggest critique for this, I mean, maybe we should save this whole series thing, but they just didn't. Maybe they did, but they just. It doesn't seem like they had a plan for the whole span. There was no like arcing storyline.
they should have got George Lucas, Ryan Johnson, everyone at the very beginning said, "Here's what we're doing." Not J.J. Kathleen Kennedy.
I mean, they
all
kinda
in a
just
room,
jumped
and
into
then
it
they
or
just kind of
something.
write an outline and then bring someone else in that doesn't know the outline in.
Or
That makes sense.
because I'm always like being like, oh, Ryan Johnson just threw out the whole thing and did his own bit. But maybe I'm guessing there was actually nothing there for him to do. So it's just kind of like,
do what you want.
do whatever you want, man. Just like throw it together, write your own thing. That's my problem. Like, why would they? And then it's Star Wars. You're letting this one guy. I mean, there's probably other ghostwriters and stuff, but you're letting this one guy write your whole the second movie in the new Star Wars saga trilogy, I should say.
I would say
So I just don't know where there's obviously no plan. Like, who Ray's parents were all the way at the end. And, you know, when all these answers should have been answered, and then had like this whole arc. Like, where was the outline for this whole trilogy?
it just feels like a mess. And I would say, bring it back kind of to The Rise of Skywalker, is this movie is all over the place when it comes to
and that's what I'm saying.
speed and
like,
what they're doing.
J.J. Abrams then, after this movie that felt definitive as kind of an ending, he had to come back and be like, okay, well,
It's
where are
not
they moving
ended.
forwards from, you know? And
I like a lot of things they do in this movie
And
with the choices of the
yeah.
characters. Compared to The Last Jedi, they did things with their characters where it was just like, what are you doing?
they just didn't have any time to grow, I feel like.
Exactly.
Because there was a series of C plot points,
Mm-hmm.
plots that were going on, rather than, there was like no A plot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, if you have a movie and you have all these different moving parts. This one felt better in that way.
Yeah.
Because it actually felt like they were all moving towards one thing instead of like
I
being
agree.
like broken up. Like, Finn
I
and
agree
Rose
with
are doing their
that.
own thing. Rey's doing her own thing.
The only thing I think
First Order's doing this thing, and then Poe is doing their own thing. You know what I mean? There's so many C plots.
the
I was
only
just
thing
like, what is going
I
on?
think that The Last Jedi did better as a movie is they didn't rush everything and not give you time to process. The Rise of
Yeah.
Skywalker, I mean, I can think of a lot of scenes where I still think of them like, oh, I totally didn't even pick up on that. Like, they go to one place, they do one thing, they go to another place, they got to get this thing, they go to this place to do this thing, they go to this place. I mean,
Here's the information. Move on. Here's
exactly.
some information.
There's
Move
not
on.
like times like they'll even introduce a character. They'll say their backstory within the first like 5 seconds of meeting them, and then they move on.
All right, forget about
That's
that.
it.
Yeah. I mean, that's what people have
And
compared it to, a video game.
It's a video game. I
lot
mean,
of
if
people have
this
done
was a
that,
video
like,
game,
oh,
I
it's
feel
just
like
a-
this would be a really fun video game.
It's like, okay, go to this place, get this thing, come back to this place, do that. Like you were saying, like that's a very video gamey type of plot. Grab this, come back. You need this now. Oh, you forgot that.
Let's talk about some good stuff though with this movie.
Well, okay, yeah. I was just gonna say like, well, maybe
think
I'll say that for the rest. But
there's some
basically,
spoiler
my
things
problem
that I
is
love,
just
but I
each
can't.
one of these movies feels like its own contained thing.
Yeah.
They don't feel coherent. When I watch The Force Awakens, I don't feel like that's
Here's a
the same
question.
series of
Do you think-
as The Last Jedi.
Do you think you could erase The Last Jedi and go Force Awakens to this?
I think this one fits better with.
It does
feels
to me.
better,
You could just
but that's the same director. It has a similar
yeah.
style and stuff. Obviously, it wouldn't make sense because Luke is dead.
Yeah.
You found Luke and all that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah.
Luke's the biggest. That part, all that stuff in the middle.
All right, let's just talk about good things though.
Plus, Snoke is dead.
because I want to go to.
But I'm just gonna say, like, but that's what I mean. Like, this feels like its own movie, even separate from the other two. It's
I-
closer to
I
The Force
agree.
Awakens, and that's why I'm
I think
like,
it's style and tone.
yeah,
It's more of the Force
They just
Awakens.
don't feel connected,
at all.
like the original series did. Those all feel like they're all one. They could be one movie. The prequels, they all feel like they're all one vision and one thing. And then just these three, I'm just like, but they're just so,
Yeah,
you know.
I agree.
You could watch individually and be fine. and not even like be that.
There's also like a sense
that
of
much
like
trouble.
a feel of Star Wars, and I never really get that feeling until I see the old
Not very
characters a
much.
little bit, or I hear an old theme. I'm like, there's a little feeling there, but it's not the same as like
Yeah.
you were saying in theater, watching Empire Strikes Back, hearing the Imperial March. You'll
They
never
played-
get that feeling.
Yeah, they played the
same way.
Imperial March in the credits, and I was like, yeah, I mean, it's never gonna be the same as. Even the prequels feel different, but I feel like they feel closer for
They
whatever
feel-
reason.
It's just a feeling.
And I don't know what
It's
it
a
is.
feeling, an instinct.
Oh, that's right. It's just a feeling. That's not how the Force works. We looked at each other. I can't remember what part it was.
At some point, Finn said
something about, I can just feel it.
and then me and
Talking about
Tyler
the
looked
Force,
at each
we
other
looked like,
and
"That's-
said, "That's not how a Force works." At
The
the
same time.
same exact time.
I'm sure everybody in the theater loved us.
We were probably being annoying.
I
I don't care.
feel like Johnny was being worse, but
Johnny was being very.
he's very.
Is it just me or was Johnny interrupting everything today? We were just like
He's
talking,
very vocal right
and then
now.
he would just like, "Oh, let's talk about this. This has nothing to do with." I'm like, "Whoa!" And we were talking about
Yeah.
trying to talk about Star Wars, and he's just like, "Let's talk about
Cars.
politics or something."
Yeah, or
just out of nowhere.
Oh, Jesse, did you hear about Trump being impeached?
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
Happy Merry Impeachmas.
Yeah. I hate this government thing right now. It's just a mess.
I think everybody's an idiot. The one side, I saw some of it on TV. It's like they're just like going back and forth just to cut into The Last Jedi with some real politics.
Oh gosh.
I wish Palpatine was sitting in the Senate and stuff, doing all this.
Oh, yeah.
But I'd love to see some of that. Anyway, but the, like
almost seems
some
like
of them
it.
were just like, Trump is like the worst person ever. He's like a Nazi. He's like Hitler.
Oh yeah, I
He's
hear
like,
a lot of people say
he's
that
like,
junk.
He's like tan, orange-haired Hitler.
And then you have people
And
on
then
the right
the
that
other
are just
people on
like,
the right who are they're just like, you're treating him terribly. You're like, he's being treated worse than like
Trump is the best thing in the entire.
he's being tortured. He's being
Yeah.
treated worse than like Jesus dying on the cross or something. You know, someone compared him to like this is just like Jesus. It's like that's not like
the same.
I'm pretty sure a guy getting impeached is not the same as being like beaten and
Crucified.
literally crucified on a cross.
Exactly.
It's like, come on, you're both being crazy. It's just so like,
Let's get back to more important things, Tyler.
I was just looking at all those people and just like, ugh.
We
These are
both
the people
agree-
running the country.
We both agree
Not
that
I
Joe
can do
Biden
better,
needs to
but
be in office.
Oh my
with them
God.
hairy legs.
He can
He loves kids sitting on his lap,
hold babies in awkward
loves-
ways all the
he
time
loves,
in office.
biting his wife's finger while she's on stage. He looks
loves
like
smelling
he
little
looks like
girls'
a
hair.
turtle, like eating like lettuce.
He's too turtley for the Turtle
I
Club.
keep forgetting we're on a video thing. I can pull it up so people can know what we're talking about.
All right, well, you can pull it up for a minute, but this is gonna totally derail us.
I know.
Nobody wants to see this, man.
Everyone wants to see this. What are you talking about?
Creepy Joe Biden. Anybody but well, maybe not anybody but Joe Biden, but still, I don't want anybody of these people to be president. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
This is
All I can say is it doesn't really matter who's
this
president.
is Joe Biden
He does look like a turtle.
biting his wife's
Look at him.
finger while she's talking. Like, you look like a turtle, like eating lettuce or something. It's like,
Look at him.
He's good.
turtley for the Turtle Club.
Like, what are you doing, dude? Especially when
man.
she's in front of everybody talking, just like, let me just.
She's
Let me
just
just
like
bite.
she's gesturing. She's gesticulating.
My husband
And
is
he's
the
over there like,
best. He just sucked on my finger.
Put out your hands like you're
I ain't doing
Miss
that.
Biden.
I ain't doing
I'm not going to literally suck on
I
your
ain't
fingers.
doing
I'm
that.
just going to show you what it must have looked like. What?
Tyler
He's just like,
is running for president,
Closer.
and
Put out your fingers like that. He's like over here like,
I don't want him to bite my finger.
I'm just seeing it. I can just imagine him over there. He's just like,
Well, if you watch the video, there's a
Like, what do
video
you
of
do?
it. The crowd just starts laughing, like, "Oh, that's so funny." I would just be like, "What is he doing?" All right, back to more important
his
matters.
campaign manager. Joe.
Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
more
more Star Wars is more important. But okay, well, John Williams,
Great.
great score.
I think
I
he
like the
almost-
score better than the
I
last
think
one.
he stepped it up.
But is it just because he's ripping off himself? That's my thing.
I think personally,
The best thing
even the
he's
new
done-
themes in this movie, they hit a little harder. Like he was like going full. He's like, I gotta go out with a bang.
This is his last Star Wars movie.
Depression.
It's hitting.
Yeah.
He's in the movie too, which is cool. I mean, it's whatever.
He's like in a bar.
He's got like an eye thing.
Yeah. He's kind of cool.
Yeah, he's in like a bar on a planet or something. He's like a barkeep or something. But anyway, I don't know. Like, at least his new stuff, he did the first of Force Awakens. He did some new stuff, and so like he did Rey's theme. He did the First Order theme, Kylo Ren's theme. I guess kind of interchangeable. He did the Resistance theme, which I don't know, but it's whatever.
It's pretty good in this one.
Rey's
they did something
theme
different. Rey's theme is
the best.
Amazing.
It's very good, and that's like the best thing he's done. I feel like not to critique John Williams because like I can do better or something like that, but then The Last Jedi, I was just like, it's kind of like a nothing score to me.
I don't even.
You know what I mean?
I don't remember anything from
exactly. It was a nothing score.
This one I do. He added
this
some
one
new
I remember
songs.
it because he uses like, well, it's not spoilers, but Emperor's theme is in the trailer. So sorry,
so
the
good.
Emperor's theme, which is great. But I just heard a lot more of less. Like I heard Rey's theme a lot, and I heard at the very beginning it was like Kylo Ren's theme.
So good.
But other than that, it was basically just rehashes of old Star Wars stuff, and I just kind of like, well, but like the prequels.
Prequels.
He does some. He brings up some other, like the Skywalker theme. He brings that up.
I can remember like most of the songs from the prequels.
The prequels has some freaking killer music. Like that's some of his best work. Even somewhat better. The main themes from the original are probably comparable, but I think he had better music overall in the prequels. Personally,
the song that stands out the most to me is Order 66. That's a great one.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But there's one when Anakin finally turns and he's marching into the Jedi Temple with the clones.
The Padme and Anakin's love theme, Across the Stars.
Amazing.
Even
though that's other stuff.
Anakin's what's it called? Anakin's theme, I guess. Maybe it's something like that. That one's a really good one. Duel of the Fates.
So good.
There's more, but I can think of. But it was like more interesting, and it was like actually something different, new things. And this one, I just feel it's kind of derivative. It's just like, let's make sure we get.
Well, how about we talk?
I would love to heard some more not clone era, but I guess clone era, but prequel era music.
Let's talk
or something like that, where he comes up with something new. Because I didn't hear any new themes in this. Did you remember any new themes?
There's like one I remember. It was towards the end,
or
not towards the end. It was like in the middle. When they were actually fighting.
Because it was either Leia's theme or it was the main Star Wars theme when all the ships are showing up.
Do you think this movie relies too much on nostalgia?
Well, that's my thing. That's part of my struggle.
More than The Force Awakens? I think it might be less.
In some ways it's more, in some ways it's not. There's more.
I think this is almost like a fan fiction movie. Where it's all these things.
It feels a little bit like that.
All these things that like.
But they didn't lean into it enough if they were going to go that way. Anyway.
It's almost like if you like. Some Star Wars fans like write things you want to see, and then they have to write it, and they're like, check, that's in there, that's in there, that's in there.
Well, let me talk about
what they wanted.
Let's talk about Palpatine because he's in the trailer, so we know he's back.
He's in. Like,
we won't go too crazy into it.
He just pops up in the first couple minutes to tell you his plan. The first like 5 minutes.
Yeah, he's in there earlier. But my thought is, I still don't know what's up with Snoke exactly, which we'll talk about. So I'm like, what's the point of it? Again, these weren't thought out or plotted out because this is just like a new thing. So my thought was, well, at least make him the big bad guy again, because then it's like he's like in the prequels, he goes to this original, and then he's back again this one. So it's kind of like he's the villain through the whole thing.
Yeah,
he's the worst Sith villain ever, whatever, most powerful Sith ever. So I thought that would have worked if they would have just started out with that, like, oh, maybe he is back, or maybe like not. Have Snoke be like, my master is wanting me to do this, whatever, while he's training, kind of, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it just it does feel kind of just like, it feels kind of right to have him back.
Do you think?
But it feels weird that it's at the end. It's kind of been rushed into this last one.
Yeah. I think everything we've said about it without spoiling is I'm about done.
I'm just trying to think of like.
I would say
music's
let's
great.
just quick things. Palpatine. I like the performance of him.
Yeah, Ian McDermott.
He's always great.
Great.
I think.
What do you think about What do you like about everybody else? Do you like?
I honestly
feel like Rey had any struggles in this film. She struggled more, maybe.
I think this might be the most she struggled, which is not saying much, but
she was still great at everything.
I think she was. This might be her. I was kind of like from the last time, like she kind of acts the same and everything. I think she acted a little bit different in this one. I think she was a little bit more, not one note. She got a little more creepy in some scenes. She got sad. She got happy. She acted pretty good. I like her a lot. Poe got a lot more to do.
Yeah,
I was like, Poe's almost like
I like
the main character.
The best thing about this I can say is there's really only, I guess there's 3, but really 2. There's like the group, the core group.
They were all great.
At first they split up a little bit more, but they get it together. So like the core group, where they actually get them together, like it's supposed to be. I wish there was more of that throughout the whole thing.
Because like Leia's kind of a side character too. You don't
Rey.
get to spend much time with her either. Well, I understand why.
Okay.
But.
Well, yeah. Well, okay. We'll talk about Leia in just a second. But I like that they were actually, because they were always so split up through the first 2 movies.
Yeah.
Like especially Last Jedi, but even Force Awakens, they were pretty split up. But they were interacting more. I just like the more of like there's 2 main things going on, and maybe 3 at some point, somewhat. So it wasn't like too crazy. I don't know. I thought it was a little more cohesive, I guess. But as far as Rey goes, yeah, she was a little bit more interesting.
I agree.
I don't love the dialogue either, but
I think the dialogue's better than The Last of Jedi. Last Jedi was a lot more like I want to punch this town in its beautiful face or whatever. It's like what? This one felt more.
They toned down Rose in this one. So.
Oh yeah. Well, they definitely toned down like them stupid quips as well in this one.
There were some, but just like the way it's said,
it felt more natural. Like
somewhat,
like how Poe and Finn are kind of just like egging each other on the whole movie. That felt more real.
There's just bits of it where it's like that feeling of like, oh, I'm feel awkward for you.
Yeah,
as you're saying, it's like, ugh.
I do feel like the main characters got more to do together in this movie, which is a lot more. That's the best thing. Who else?
Lando,
so good. Billy D's not the best actor nowadays. He's a little bit more.
I saw him in the interview, that big interview on Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, he seemed a little, Kimmel,
but he was kind of like a little bit out of it. And he was kind of like, he was a little slower. But this one, he felt a little more like active. I was like, this is good. I was worried that he was going to be too like, but he was good in this one. I thought.
What else we got?
Man, Lando, yeah, he's so good, man.
Lando's great.
Still got it, man.
Special effects are all amazing.
Pretty much.
I mean, like I don't have anything to complain about. There was a planet blowing up.
But the planet blowing up looked like the old style.
They did like the old style with like sparks and stuff.
And it looked like almost like a model that broke off.
Although it didn't really match the rest of the CGI in the movie.
I didn't think about it, but
yeah,
I mean, I felt a lot more CGI than than Force Awakens. Mm-hmm. Maybe even, because the first Force Awakens, they're like, we're really going to make everything as practical as possible. But, because I was trying to think of there's these giant statues she walks past.
Those are all fake.
Without throwing this, but yeah, those are all. I was just trying to think of like, could they have made this a model and like put her in there, and would have been better that way.
I forgot. We need to talk about Kylo Ren.
But there's a lot.
He's the best part of this movie.
Kylo Ren's the best part of this series, really.
And in this movie, he's exceptionally good. I think he gets
more to do. Maybe
a lot more emotion too.
Maybe not.
There's a scene in particular.
More good emotion.
There's a scene in particular. I can't talk about it. You know which one I'm talking about, though.
Yeah. Well, let me say this, because in the first 2, he's kind of just like a big baby.
He's
emotional, like bad emotional. Like, he destroys that panel in the first one. He gets real upset.
This one's
he's
different.
no Darth Vader. Let's say that. He's not in control of his emotions. So he's just like, destroys a panel when he doesn't get his way. Or then he goes down and is like, shoot that piece of crap out of the sky. And then he goes down and like screams at, tries to fight Luke. There's too many names. Luke,
too many people.
And he's like, real crazy about it. Anyway, so I was a little worried about him being the supreme leader. But this one, he seems a lot less of that. Jesse's MacBook.
I'm sorry.
MacBook is not a sponsor. Do we have to tape up our cover those things? What does that mean? Like, when do you have to do that?
Just when you're big, like people, you don't have to like free sponsorships.
Right.
We don't.
No
care.
free sponsorships here.
I have an Apple computer. That's what it is.
I have a crappy computer.
You have a hair on your computer.
Oh, gross. See how crappy it is?
it's growing hair.
It's literally that old.
Can we go to spoilers now?
Kylo Ren's great.
So much to talk about.
Anything else?
No. Leia's good. They did.
Leia.
That turned out better than I thought it would.
It felt very forced, though, to me.
Forced. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I got you.
It did feel like, not forced, but like, I could tell. I don't know if it's because I knew about it and I was like watching for it and like really like analyzing that.
There's like a scene where you kind of notice that, but there's a lot where
they do it really well.
Whoa, they did.
They do a good job.
There's a scene where you don't see your face. I was like, okay, I see.
I mean, there's different shots where you see the back of her head, and that's obviously someone else.
Yeah.
Or her hands.
For what they had, what happened,
things.
the tragedy that happened.
For what they had.
They
did
really
a good job. I'm just
Rest
saying,
in
like...
peace. They didn't do like a rest in peace Carrie Fisher in the end, though.
I guess it'd been passed. I mean, it's been
a while.
She died before the last movie came out, didn't she?
I think it was, yeah. Maybe it was in the last movie where I said it. I don't know.
I don't even think they said it. But anyway, so I just felt like it was really obvious to me.
Yeah.
And it felt like weird, like, because they wrote dialogue around what she said. Never underestimate droids. Mm-hmm. It just felt weird. Like she wasn't saying it to that person or in that time, which she wasn't. So, but for what they had, I'll give them like, yeah, that's pretty good for what they had.
Anything else before we go into spoilers?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I feel like I've just been rambling and it's just like a mush.
I
don't know if that's helpful for anybody.
It's all right. This movie is a mush of different things.
In some ways, but
it just barely connects. I got some problems with this movie.
I just think that maybe they went too nostalgic for what has come before.
Mm-hmm. All right,
It's like, I don't know.
Let's
it's just
talk a
lot of shifting things.
Let's talk a little spoilers, and then we'll go through what we predicted and see what happened.
All right,
and
all
then
right,
we'll end this episode.
All right.
How long are we?
57 minutes. So just about an hour.
Let's wrap it up about half hour-ish, maybe 40 minutes.
Well, let's end by 1:45 or something like that.
Okay.
So spoilers now. So
spoilers
now. If
this is the way.
I don't know.
You need like a spoilers like thing. Anyway, spoilers. Look out. 3, 2. Just jump ahead if you want.
Okay.
2, 1. Okay.
Okay. Spoilers.
Yeah, well, I just said that.
What was the scene that you were thinking to cut it in half? First of all,
let me think back where I was. So, if you were to split it, well, where would you think?
I think it would be when they get to the Death Star.
Yeah, I was thinking when they're fighting at the end, and she leaves him.
That's what I was thinking.
And
it ends with him throwing a lightsaber. Him,
and he throws his lightsaber away, and then you could cut it to where did
because
she go?
Then she goes to Octu. And then they have
She's burning the ship. Mm-hmm. That's not bad, yeah. She's burning the ship. He's stuck there. You could have Finn and Poe pick her up or something. Or
no, she gets the X-Wing and goes to Exegol.
From Octo. So I guess, no, she takes his ship, yeah. She takes his ship from the Death Star and she flies away.
And then she burns it.
And then Finn and Poe go back to the base.
I don't remember that planet's name.
Yeah, it's a new planet. The Rebel base. I guess they're rebels now.
New Rebel base.
From like 30 people. 30 people are... And then what's his face from Heroes and J.J. Abrams' buddy?
Oh, he dies.
Comes back. Well, he dies, but I mean, he's like gone for like the last
Felt bad
Jedi.
when he died, though.
He's
like,
gone.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's a good one. He died for the Last Jedi, and then he's like back.
Yeah.
For this one.
Where was he when they went to call the people to help him on Crace?
I feel like there's going to be so many like comic books in between this and the other one.
That's what's gonna make me. That's what they do. I don't read those comic books.
Money.
I just like summarize it.
I would, but I don't
because
I don't read
they already have the Rise of Kylo Ren comic going on right now.
Apparently, it's pretty good.
They just showed what happened to Snoke. Apparently, the way he got all scarred up was him and Luke fought. Snoke and Luke fought at the end, and then
at the end of what? Oh, at the end of the Kylo thing.
Yeah. And it showed. Snoke has like a weird hat on.
But see,
it's not good.
But see, then they have the scene where Kylo Ren, Luke fights the Knights of Ren or something like that, right?
Yeah.
It's like, where is this? Why don't you make these movies? I just wanted to see Luke. I don't have to see him as like a crazy Jedi. I just want to see Luke fighting and using his power and using his green lightsaber. Yeah. Where did that thing go?
All right, spoilers though. Harrison Ford being in this movie, I was like, no. They got him.
I'd heard things of like rumors like he's like a Force ghost. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. How did they did that? Wouldn't make sense.
Imagine how much money they paid him to be in this movie.
It's like a 5-minute scene.
I know. That's the best scene of the whole movie.
I did some tearing up. Actually,
that's the only scene
streamy eye.
That's the only scene I teared up at.
Yeah,
Leia died in this movie, and I didn't tear up.
Well, I think it's because Carrie Fisher actually died, and it's like, what was it, 2016?
Oh my gosh,
December 2016 when she died.
I think around that.
Yeah, because that's when Rogue One had just come out too, and she saw herself as the younger character and died like later on. So 2016 December. She died. So it's been so long since I guess I kind of feel more removed. If she had died in The Last Jedi, like I think she should have,
Yeah.
I
She
think they
should have had Holdos.
because the idea was Han would have his own movie basically, and then Luke would have his own movie, and then Leia would be like they'd each focus. They'd each focus more on in each movie, majority. But since Leia, like, it's ironic because they kill off Han, and then the two people that are living are the people who die in the movies, and the person who died in the movies is supposed to be still living in the movie. So it kind of worked out poorly for them.
So,
but I just wish they would have flipped that around. Luke for this one, and then Leia for the last one, and then she could have died in that one. Like she could have done the holdo. She could have done the holdo maneuver.
That would have been sad, but
and it could have been
perfect.
the Leia. It could have been the Organa maneuver or whatever. You know,
that guy's like, why don't we just pull a Holdo?
Yeah, to
It's
everybody.
like, it was a 1 in a million
It was
shot.
one-
That would never happen again.
I love that offhand. They had to like
That never
clarify
happened.
because everybody was like, "Well, why wouldn't they do that forever? Why?" It's like, why is that 1 in a million though?
That's
Like,
1 in a million shot. That
like,
would never be done again.
let's get like 50 ships and just line them up and let's
Exactly.
try it. I mean, at least 1 in 50. Like,
Let's pull a Holdo maneuver.
how bad could it be?
That'll never happen again.
How bad could it be to try it?
Who's
Really?
Holdo?
Who?
Who?
We're trying to forget that movie.
Let's talk about the Han scene though.
All right, sorry.
Best scene of the movie. I cried.
I did. I was
cried.
streaming. I was streaming, not
I
steaming.
was steaming.
I was streaming some
Ky-
Furious because
Adam Driver acts the heck out of that scene.
and it's not like it's even like that. He's not like crying and like he's not overacting. He's just being like someone how someone would really act.
That might be the best scene in the entire sequel trilogy.
I like the scene where he actually kills Han. I mean, I don't like it. It's my favorite scene.
No, I mean like the best acted scene, the best. That was just like I was
okay,
just like, oh
maybe.
my gosh.
But they just have good chemistry and they just. I mean, Adam Driver and,
That scene-
and Harrison Ford are great actors.
That
so.
scene to me though is you have to have that scene is. JJ was like, we have to add the scene that way people can forgive.
How do you redeem Kylo Ren?
You can't redeem him unless his dad comes
Gives
back
you permission
and
to do it.
It's fine. You killed me, son. Because he was like when he was like
Yeah.
starting to, he couldn't really talk. He said, "Dad," and he was gonna say, "I'm sorry," but he just cut him off. He said, "I know," and he's like started crying. I was like, "Dude,
I know.
stop it." Exactly. I was like, "You
Was he
kidding
gonna
me?"
say I love you? He's like
Crazy.
I know.
Either one.
You think that was
Well, he was trying to say he was sorry earlier too. So yeah.
Yeah.
And then when he threw out lightsaber, I was like,
Well,
ugh.
first he gets
He was
gets
redeemed.
touched by Leia, however you want to say it, through the Force.
She used
She
the rest of her
distracts him
power.
or something. Yeah, that's what I didn't understand. I guess she pulled a Luke maneuver, a Luke Skywalker maneuver, and killed herself by trying to reach across the galaxy. What are you doing? What are you
My
looking
wife
at?
just texted me.
What's she saying? Stop.
She said, "Should I eat
podcasting and-
dinner?" I said,
You should
"Probably."
eat. That's good for you.
Probably I'll be a little bit longer.
All right. Well, I'm sorry I'm making you miss your
It's
din.
fine. I
Din
have
done.
all week with her.
Yeah, okay.
Me and her both have the week off.
But
So
Jesse,
we're
you
happy.
may not have the week, man. You could die in a car crash tomorrow.
All right.
I had a
Goodbye,
dream.
guys. This has been
I have
the
to go
Film-
spend time with my family, my loved ones. But I'm just joking. But like last week when I left, I was like, who knew?
Who knew? That could have been the
Freaking-
last time I saw you, dude.
I mean,
Good thing you're good.
I
Good
am
thing
good.
Good thing you're
Good
all
thing
right.
I'm just like so
Good thing
resilient.
you're so good.
Good thing I'm just so tough and resilient.
What were we saying?
Kylo Ren and Leia. So Leia kills
Are
herself.
we doing the Christmas walk? Kylie wants to know.
I don't know. You think it's too late? We'll see what time it is when we get out. But
We finish. This is great podcast content.
Yeah.
Me typing.
I'm just listening. I'm not even listening. But anyway, so Leia killed herself. I guess she did. She pulled a Luke
Anyway,
Skywalker.
Leia kills herself.
Anyways, I'm gonna just gonna throw it in at the end to spoil everybody.
I want to talk about
Okay, I'll let you
the
talk.
beginning though.
Well, okay, yeah.
Once
Best
you're
scene,
done,
we
once you're
love
done.
the. Why don't we just talk about Han Solo? And
That's
Kylo
the
Ren?
best scene in the movie.
Well, it's
And
just emotional because it kind of mirrors their last scene where he
he's
kills
like,
him.
I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
Yeah, he does that whole thing, and
He's like, I can help you.
he's like,
You
"I
do.
can help you." Like the first time he stabs him, and then he does the face touch.
When he touched his face and he started tearing up, I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Okay,
This movie's worth it.
Instead of stabbing his dad again, like, what if that happened? I thought he was gonna kill himself at first because he's
Whoa,
like,
that
because
would be
in the
so dark.
reverse
Yeah.
of stabbing him, he's like he kind of had it in his hand. I
That
thought
would
he
be
turned
so
around.
dark. You can do it, son. Kill yourself. Kill
You
yourself,
want to go
son.
home and kill yourself.
That was the best scene.
But I
though.
thought maybe he was going to do
Ugh,
that,
I
and
was
so
so
he just
happy.
gets himself out of there. You know, he
was so
can't be
happy.
trusted. So, but
I I was so happy and sad at the same time. That was worth.
Yeah. But it was touching.
That was worth sitting through The Last Jedi for that scene alone.
Okay. Opening
beginning.
scene.
That
With
whole
Kylo Ren
scene,
finding
the whole scene of from
goes
when the
to
TIE
Mustafar.
fighter went. The first scene in Exegol, that whole scene is basically online before the movie came out. That's the one
But
scene
you
I
don't
saw.
get to see
Right when it says, "I was every voice inside your head," and it was Vader, and he like points the saber
Snoke
at Palpatine.
and
That was the
Vader.
end. So
Yeah.
Snoke was a clone.
Was he, though?
There was a bunch of tubes of different Snokes.
I thought it was just one. And
No,
it was
there
him
was
just chopped up. It was weird though.
There was a bunch of different heads of Snoke.
I know there was like, but I didn't. I don't know. I just
So
didn't see that.
he made different.
Exactly.
He made Snokes to be a teacher for him while he was creating this fleet going on.
But where's this specified? I guess
I don't.
that's
really,
what I'm trying to figure out.
Exactly.
Like, what's it?
Why
saying?
is he back? It doesn't make sense. Also,
Well, I mean, again, they're just they're like rushing to be like, what can we do?
Yeah.
What can we do?
Well, like the
Snoke was a clone. He was a clone, and Emperor's
once they
back.
get to-
he made him. To
like the
claim
characters
Kylo
we
Ren.
know, the first
Like,
5
did
to
he
10 minutes.
totally create him out of the Force, or
I
like
have
you know
no
what I mean,
idea.
or out of just some like or is he just some guy and then he died and he's like, I'm just gonna clone this guy. You know what I mean? Like, who is this? Who is Snoke? Don't get
Yeah.
it. Maybe it's said somewhere that I just missed it.
It'll be in a comic.
Yeah, something. I don't know.
We don't want that.
The Emperor comic.
Just tell us.
But then, so where's the Emperor been? Here's some questions.
How did he
How
survive?
did he survive? He got thrown down the shaft and died there. Then he got the shaft.
He got shafted.
Then the Death Star like blows up. So I don't know how there's pieces of that left.
Me neither.
Wasn't it pretty much like
It was pretty much
particleized?
fine.
It was like particleized.
Exactly. When they were fighting it, I'm like, this seems fine.
There's a big piece
Everything
of this.
is
Wow, this throne room
fine.
is very intact.
There's stormtrooper
I
helmets
mean, it was
everywhere.
It was cool to see it because you got the you know like you can hear the sound and stuff. It's good stuff.
That's the best part. I was sitting beside Tyler, I was just like going like, oh. Every time it was going on, I was over there humming it.
Good music.
Spoilers. Let's talk about more
But
spoilers.
well, I'm talking about that beginning scene. So I just don't know what happened there. Like, how is he still alive?
Don't know.
You know, and he's like hanging from this machine that's got like feeding him milk from the sides of it. He's got tubes hooked up to him.
Feeding him milk.
Some green. It was actually normal milk color. It wasn't green milk.
Blue milk? Oh, they
No,
did
it
green
was
milk.
normal. They've done their green milk. There's
Done
just
the
normal
blue
milk.
milk.
It was
They've
like
done
gray
blue.
milk.
They've done green.
It was a little
It's time
grayish.
for regular
It was very
milk.
gray milk. It's about time.
It's time for regular milk.
It's about time. But it was like grayish. Whatever these
and-
tubes were, you know, and he's like blinded, and he's like his
Yeah.
fingers were like.
I like the blinded
Nasty.
eyes. That's
That's
pretty
cool.
sweet.
I was gonna say he doesn't look quite like the Emperor, but he's like older or something, or like weaker. But anyway, his fingers are like nasty, and he's got like bones.
And he
sticking out.
gets
It was cool.
he gets back to normal stage when he
like
takes
sucking the life force out of.
because their bond was so strong. He was able to suck some. of
That part was weird.
He was able to
That was-
suck that bond right out.
That's not how the Force works. Add that into the video. Don't really. It's fine.
Okay.
I'll just say it.
I'm adding that.
But that's what it felt
I just
like.
totally did.
There's a lot of things where it's like, well, I've heard that there was like a bunch of new Force stuff that happens in here, but it's just like,
The new stuff. What's the new?
And maybe-
what is the new Force stuff that they added?
well, they do the Force sucking, life Force sucking,
Soul suck.
soul sucking.
Force ability. Soul suck. I
right?
would say the Force healing is kind of new.
Yes. That's why they put the Mandalorian out first, because they had little baby Yoda go
Healing.
and heal the Predator.
I was thinking about that. Why
he
was-
heals his body? I was like, why have we
They
not
said
seen
that
this?
this
makes
episode was
sense.
going to tie in. I had no idea how. But
People were just speculating
that was cloning
because it
or
was
something.
put out.
but
Yeah, that's why. But then I watched it. and I was like, what does this have to do with anything?
Exactly.
And then, but now I understand. But plus, they had, like you mentioned, they had the little teaser before it that you could watch extra. But so it's just the Force healing deal, and that she figures out how to do all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. When does she do it first? She does it to
the
that
snake.
thing. That thing was
pretty sweet.
That thing was practical, and it was neat.
It was
looking.
practical.
I'd say a lot of it was.
That was sweet.
Like they probably added like the eyes and stuff, but
That was the coolest practical effect, probably.
it's pretty good looking. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, the Force. But like the Force life stuff sucking. I just didn't understand the whole Bond thing, and maybe that was part of their.
I feel
So
like
did Snoke actually do that, or was that actually them?
it was Palpatine that did it, I guess.
But it's never specified.
It seemed like it was still growing because throughout the movie they're
Yeah.
able to like teleport things.
I did
down.
like that dynamic. I think that was a good
That
dynamic
was probably the
that
new
was
thing.
introduced.
Like when she put the lightsaber behind her back and then he picked
Passed
it
it
up.
to
I was
him.
like, that is so cool.
Well, right. In the first, like the water transfers in The Last Jedi and a bunch
then
of
just
different
kinda-
stuff. And so now it's like beads or like nuts or like the Darth Vader mask falls on the ground.
it's pretty cool.
But what's weird is they can't see. They can only still
They-
see their own environment,
and
even
they can
though
see
in the
objects
movie
falling.
they switch. They can see things, that fall.
Well, it sees like the Darth Vader mask falling.
that
like,
cross over.
She's in my quarters. I know exactly what to do.
It's like, oh, that gave it away.
Also,
So that
here's
was
something
weird,
I was thinking about.
but it's cool.
So Kylo Ren is basically not trying to kill Rey through this movie.
Yeah, and also no one was trying to kill Rey. Apparently.
Palpatine says kill the girl, but he says I'm going to try to turn you to the dark side. And if you don't, then I'll kill you, basically. But to me, it seemed like he was just like... Because even in the old throne room, he didn't have his lightsaber out. He wasn't planning on like fighting her or anything.
Who are we talking about?
Rey was there. Kylo Ren, he didn't pull out his lightsaber or anything. Rey just started swinging at him.
Yeah,
And he was
What-
just dodging. He's like, whoa, I'm out.
Palpatine says kill the girl, right?
Yes.
But then he totally changes his mind.
Yes.
and says
And
that
he-
he was never going to do that.
He says, join me and we'll kill this guy. Which I think she should have just done
Yes,
that.
maybe he just said all that stuff while she's there, so she wouldn't kill.
Well, Palpatine
something
kind of
great,
betrayed
something she-
Kylo Ren as well, because what was going to
Well-
happen was he was going all along. All he wanted was Rey to kill her, or he wanted Rey to kill him. That way, he could just move his self into her body. Because he said, "If you strike me down,
Well-
I will transfer into your body."
Yeah, I feel
Which
like
is
that kind
kinda-
of broke the allure for me if
That
I
was
were
kinda
her
dumb.
in her place.
Well, if I was him, I would just
But-
be like, "I'm not doing nothing. You kill me, and then that's it." Or I'd just be like, I wouldn't even say that. Why would you say that? If you want her to kill you, don't tell her that. Just if you
She was
kill
gonna
me,
kill you
I'll be
anyway.
you. Just be like,
I'm just gonna go and
Don't kill me.
It's like he was talking about all
I'm
the Sith.
evil, but
all the
don't
Sith
kill
are
me.
in him now, and then they'll all be in you. And it's like
just
same
telling
as
that
the
to the
Jedi or whatever.
audience. Because Rey, if you really wanted Rey to kill you, don't say that.
Why, but she was kind of evilly. She was kind of like turning already.
Yeah, but
So
I'm
I
saying
think
like,
that's why he was kind of like, oh, you want to, so why not do it? And then you'll get all this great power.
I know it's just such an. It's like a bad guy.
He
to
said
be
it.
like- he did. Oh, he said do it right.
He didn't do it the right way.
He did it right
He
when.
said, do it.
I think it was right when she came back.
Fulfill your
No, it was right before she transferred it. She's like, do it. Strike it down.
Yes, he did. I was like, yes. Do it.
Redemption of Kylo Ren, though, I think he is so good as
Well, here,
Redeemer
let me-
Ben. He's
Yes.
great. He's a little cocky when he's fighting the Knights Ren. He's like, "I'm sorry, I got to beat y'all up, but kill
They
you
had
all."
nothing to do with this movie. They were just like there.
Oh, yeah, Knights Ren, nothing.
Basically,
Who are they?
could have been just stormtroopers.
They were in it for like 2 minutes.
Could have been just some of those red stormtroopers.
They didn't do anything. They beat up Kylo Ren for a minute, and then they just got owned.
Yeah, well, that's what I said.
They
Kylo
got-
Ren is basically useless without a lightsaber.
Exactly.
He was just getting beat up by these stabs, and they're just like standing. Why didn't they just kill him right away? Like they're just standing around and beating him, and then he's just like standing there for a long time until Rey passes him the lightsaber. Like, oh crap!
Also,
Why don't they have those power weapons like the guards for Snoke?
the guards in the Star Wars sequels are the most useless characters I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh!
Nice.
The guards in any time are
Well,
useless.
like they're just sitting around shooting at her, and they're just all dead like in a minute.
I'm saying any guard is like
Yeah,
the
it's
guards in
awful.
Snoke's room, the guards that Yoda like force pushes in the third movie. They slam.
That's it.
They get
That is
slammed
funny.
against the wall, and then the guards. He just tells them to leave in the Last Jedi. Nope. Return of the Jedi. Oh, still checking. Oh, how we doing?
Yep, we're good. 57 minutes.
So, okay. Well, let me go back to this thing because I was just trying to think. So Rey's a little girl. She's a Palpatine. Her father or something is I don't know.
Palpatine had
when
a
did
real
Palpatine
kid.
have a real kid? That's what I want to know.
Exactly.
It seems like he would have just said, "Hey, I just created you out
when
of
she was a kid, how old do you think she is? Maybe like 20 something.
She's 27. She's older than me.
How old do you think she is in
She's
this
like 2
movie?
years.
Though? Like 20 something. She's supposed to be young. So imagine 25.
Well, I don't-
and then her parents would have been like 30.
Kylo Ren is 29 in The Force Awakens.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, so think about
he's
this.
maybe
When she was a
30,
kid, let's say
31.
let's say 25 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. We'll say 26.
That's like right at the end.
It's very close to the end of the Return
Return of the Jedi.
So she has to be older, at least. She's probably like 27, 28 maybe. Just to give it a little more time.
yeah.
What? That's
So
gross.
then that means he had a kid
Sick.
during the original trilogy.
Yeah.
He had an actual kid.
Or at least let's give him like
Or the
right at the
prequels.
very end. Right before the day before he gets fried.
Exactly.
Gross. I feel sorry for them. Maybe.
So then he sends
So he has like, but then
he sends people to go get the
because she's alive for a while before that. Because he's like, he sends people to kill because they were supposed to bring her to him.
Yeah, so then
She thought to kill her, but he was just going to transfer
they
himself
hid the
into
kid
her
in
again.
Jakku,
Same thing.
and then the guy came and just killed her parents.
Yeah.
With that dagger. Also, that dagger was dumb. That is
Yeah, it
a
was kinda
dumb
stupid.
thing.
It just
That is a dumb
looked like
thing.
why not just make a regular knife?
It reminds me of the Indiana Jones thing, like
Whatever.
the light shining through this
Yeah,
thing
the
shows
little-
another thing. Yeah, that was dumb.
I mean, it's whatever.
So you have
Because wouldn't that shift over time in that
Exactly,
ocean?
and
Or whatever,
also
that lake, whatever it is?
you have to be standing right where they were standing to be able to see that. It would have been better if they just had like
if you were
a
close,
digital thing or something.
It'd be
Why the dagger?
you just had to match it up with the shape of the ship. But someone was there like etching it out. Like,
How did
"All right, here
Kylo
we
Ren
go."
know how to get there?
He just followed them, didn't he?
No, you landed on that one thing, that big long hallway, and then just ended up being in that room.
I'm thinking. Anyway, there may be an answer. Maybe there's not. But anyway, so he's like, Palpatine's trying to get her because he says Kylo Ren to kill her, but then he's like, I was always trying to get you here. So that's what I was trying to figure out. Like,
So then what's the point
Was
in
that just a lie to say to her?
Yeah.
Was he lying to Kylo Ren or was he lying to her? Because I don't understand.
it's
Was he
both.
going to use Kylo Ren in that way? Like have him kill him? Or did he know Kylo Ren was going to be like, hey, let's kill the Emperor and bring her there?
Maybe that's
or
why.
that she would kill him and then go there.
It doesn't make this. That's why I say this movie is a
Yeah.
little bit of a mess.
I'm just trying to figure out if you remember anything that I didn't. Because
I
I'm just trying
don't.
to figure
It
out.
doesn't make too much sense because he's the one at the beginning says that you need to, or unless he wants to kill her and then they both rule.
Because she had a vision of her and Kylo Ren ruling.
Yes.
But Kylo Ren on her side or something, right?
Yeah.
And then she had that vision of her evil self for like a second.
Yeah.
That they threw in the trailer to blow people's minds.
So he told Kylo Ren
but that
to
would
kill
be
her.
her having the power inside her. So he would have been alive.
So
that's
what
what
if,
I'm trying to
So
figure
what
out.
if Kylo Ren killed her? Then what was his plan?
That's what I'm saying.
Why would
I
he
don't
tell her to kill
understand
her?
why Kylo Ren. Why he wanted. It should have been more like, bring her to me. Like Darth Vader and
it was
Luke.
Kill the girl. And then my plan all along was for you to be here so I can transfer my body into yours.
Like I said, maybe he was going to use
Dumb.
Kylo Ren instead to transfer his body into, but I feel like he would have wanted Rey. She's more powerful anyway.
Probably.
I don't know. And then she's like having this weird thing of like she's turning to the dark side somehow, but she's really not at all. She's
she
that
had, like,
force lightning
lightning.
on the ship, and she thought she just killed Chewie.
That looked dumb. And
It was weird.
It looked dumb. Then both just
They
standing
totally
out on
ripped
the,
off X-Men.
That's what it was like. I hate
X-Men,
when people are just like looking and like using their hands, and then like nothing's happening.
What was the last
outside
movie?
of the shot?
X-Men Dark Phoenix.
That's exactly what it is.
So like that scene with Magneto and her, and
They're
it's that
fighting over the helicopter.
and he's like, what's she trying to do? She's like trying to drop it, and he's like
she was
trying to hold it up.
Yeah,
Anyway, they're like both there, like
she was trying to crash it, and then he was trying to save it.
yeah,
to
and
get
he
it
finally
outta
like
here.
who's like,
and then he just threw
oh,
it.
he's like, oh, it was on the ground, and he's like, get in,
get in, and then he
and then
threw
like
it.
throws it. It's like that's not how helicopters work. But anyway, so it made me think of that because it's just both there, like. This machine and people. I just want to be the guy inside, just like what's going on?
It's not even on.
And then what was Kylo Ren trying to do? Like push it out?
I think he was
Or
just trying to bring it towards him or something. See, that whole scene was dumb.
was he just trying to get her? Because he's like, I was trying to get you to see who you really are. Or something.
Also, they took
and then she like electrocutes
the Knights
it.
of
Like,
Ren
why would you do
took
that?
Chewbacca.
Only Sith can use electricity. That's what I'm saying. Or they only Sith choose to use it. I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
They took Chewbacca.
Yeah, I don't know where the switch off was there.
Why didn't they go up to the ship and take the other people?
How many transports were there? Did you see
Two.
another
There
ship?
was two.
You did see two?
Yeah, I
'Cause
didn't
don't
think
remember
about it.
two.
There was two.
Okay, fair enough. That makes more sense then. But anyway, what were you saying?
Well, they were like underneath the ship. The ship was on a rock. They were underneath the ship.
The old ship?
Yeah, they took Chewbacca, and then Finn comes down and notices them taking Chewbacca.
Yeah.
So they just got Chewbacca, left. Why not go get the other guys that are in the
Maybe
ship?
they're just like, hey, we got this guy. Let's go. And this other ship will get the rest or something. You know, I don't know.
Dumb.
It's not whatever.
All right, let's just blast through some of this more
She
stuff.
jumps over
Luke's
the
in this
ship.
movie for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. He was good, though.
For what he was great. But he was,
So she's on Octo, where he was.
Two.
I don't know what. Whatever, man.
I'm just on
Here's two things. Here's some screw you, Ryan Johnson things that I feel like they did.
It's probably my favorite line.
Well, one.
I love it.
Here, well, she's like, I'm going to destroy this lightsaber in this fire of the
She's angry.
ship that she stole from Kylo Ren after she stabbed him
She's angry.
and left him to have visions of his dad. Yeah, she's burning that ship. She's like throwing logs in it. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Anyway, but how do you start burning a ship without crashing it? I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what her plan was. Was she just gonna stay there and be like?
She said, "I'm gonna finish what you started," and she was gonna just end up staying on the planet. She's done. She's like, I'm gonna stay on this planet and do nothing.
Did she not learn anything from?
Well, she was
the Last Jedi.
Yeah, she's like,
obviously that was not the way to go because Luke left finally.
Well, she saw the vision and that made her upset, and then her and Kylo Ren were talking, and it's all dumb. And she knows she's a Palpatine now, so she's like, I'm just gonna go hide out here and die.
That's what I mean.
Like
I don't know.
Luke
Her plan
did.
was.
I'm gonna do what Luke did, a real role model, and hide out here
Yeah,
and die.
the guy who I so respected.
But the line is, she was gonna
This
throw the
movie.
lightsaber in, and he stops it.
Well,
and
she
brings
throws
to
it
her.
and he catches it, which apparently they can interact with.
Apparently, Yoda
solid
did
matter.
it last time.
But he'll just
shot
use.
lightning.
At least he just used the Force.
Yeah.
Like Luke uses the Force in this also.
Yeah.
But I can get behind that. But him actually catching physical objects.
Yeah, then why? I mean, so they're Force ghosts are basically
So-
just normal people now at this point. But anyway, he says
Yeah.
this is a Jedi's weapon. It needs to be treated with respect. And then they don't like. That's it. It's like he kind of says that, and then they move on.
Cut back to like 2 years ago.
I guarantee when this comes out, is somebody is going to make that. This needs to be treated with respect, and then the same thing of him throwing it over his shoulder.
Everything that was redone, changed. Yeah, it'll be like a
Do you think
montage of everything that was switched from
I
Last Jedi.
understand
to
that
this one.
Luke, he's at a different mindset than he was in the last movie because he
Yeah.
kind of learned. But what?
I wanted more of this Luke Skywalker.
I did too.
In the last movie.
Yeah.
So I mean, he catches it. What made me think of also, he's like when Obi-Wan's chastising Anakin.
That's what I was
for losing
thinking.
his lightsaber. He's
A
like,
Jedi or
this
lightsaber
weapon is your life.
Exactly.
You know, he's like, I'm sorry, Master. I won't do
Master's
it again,
gonna kill
Master.
me. Obi-Wan's gonna kill me.
Obi-Wan's gonna kill me.
Oh, we didn't really get any.
Well,
Hayden-
that's my biggest complaint.
Should we
here.
go to our?
If-
let's talk about it, and then we'll go to our.
Here's my
predictions.
thing of like, oh, it's fanboy or whatever. I like it more. It was
not
my thought
enough.
was like, they went a little bit, but they didn't go full. You can either go full fanboy or not very much at all. You
Well,
know?
there
and
was-
they went in the between. It was just kind of like,
You could have just done a little
it's
bit
just like
more.
just do it if you're gonna do it. You've
Yeah.
brought back the Emperor. You've got their voices. I was just like, all I really want is, and we looked at it. We've said it last time. All I really want to see.
Force
Maybe it's
Ghost.
fanboy, but
I just
I want
wanna
to
see
see the Force Ghost.
Anakin.
Why would you not show them?
I just want to see Anakin.
Yeah, like,
when you're
okay.
actually closing the Skywalker saga, I feel like Anakin is the one guy. Hate him or
Now
love
that
him,
we're-
he's the one guy
Yeah.
that you have to put in this.
Now
movie.
that we are,
we got a good line from Hayden Christensen saying,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, bring
was just
balance
so-
to the Force once again,
like
like
I
I
did,
did.
but it was just so brief.
It's like, oh, like he did.
I mean, sure,
He
it's
did,
about
yeah,
Rey,
that's
but I
right.
feel like you could do the same thing. So, like Palpatine saying, "Oh, the previous Sith powers are in me," or whatever, you know.
All
And
of the
so-
Jedi are in her.
She's
So
like,
she
all
has
the Jedi are in me. So I
That's
was just
dumb.
waiting for. She falls on the ground.
That's
Her
dumb.
life force has been sucked out. Whatever.
She's been
Kylo
sucked
Ren's
out.
been blasted off the edge.
Jeez, how's he not? Well, he is dead, but
The Emperor lives somehow, so whatever. It doesn't matter anymore.
anybody can fall off
The
anything
rules,
and die.
there are no rules. Yeah, basically. I was
But
waiting
yeah,
for Han Solo
the
to
way
climb
you said
out.
it,
But listen, my thought was, they just like, I feel like they should have just gone with it. Maybe they're trying to be more subtle about it.
Mm-hmm.
but just like show it imagery. Like she said it, like all the Force, all the Jedi are in me. Wouldn't it have been cool
to see them all?
if just see like tons of Force ghosts in the background of Jedi, the ones that in the front, obviously, and recognize. And
I wouldn't even say that
and
many.
then one when she's walking towards Palpatine,
What if it was
he's like
just
dying, and they're all
Anakin?
behind him, and they're all like holding out their hands or something.
What if it was just like Anakin or Luke? What if even if it was just Luke? Just show one.
Since we're just creating random Force stuff, like have them like all stretch out their hands and see like a little Force stream go into her as she's
that's a little crazy.
Well, just something, you know what I'm saying?
I agree with you.
It's not crazy. I feel like, or like have one of them touching and they all touch each other's shoulder. You know what I mean? It's a symbolization of what it is.
Even if it wasn't there,
even if they're not literally helping, but because they can use the Force.
At the end, when you see Luke and Leia, people have already made pictures online of just like editing and random like people from Star Wars. Like you see Anakin, you see Mace Windu, like.
I mean, maybe it's supposed to be the people who have been most relevant to you.
Then in that case,
but like at the end of the last Return of the Jedi, you see Anakin, you see Obi-Wan, you see.
They re-added Anakin, and
you see Yoda. I'm just saying, just add it. Like, she was on the ground dying, and I was waiting for just like a blue hand, just like to touch her shoulder.
We just got voices.
Anakin, freaking like Hayden Christensen, get him in the room, get him in the makeup, have him like touch her shoulder and like help her up or something.
What if it's just? Well, then it would be weird to actually contact.
Not just him.
Yeah, it would be weird for contact.
He catches a lightsaber as a Force ghost. It doesn't matter. But it's also symbolic. Yeah. I'm just saying, if you're going to go this far to have voices, just show them.
I mean, you go as far as
not
seeing
a big
all of
deal.
the Sith.
I'm just telling you what I would have done, or
you
what I
see
would
all the
have
Sith,
liked to
though,
see.
and like a weird crowd chanting.
Those aren't the Sith. Those are just like weird acolytes. They're like a weird cult. Remember they talked about? It's like some weird cult going on. So these are like
real.
Weird. They're real.
Because when like all the rocks crumble, they just turn into rocks.
Well, they just get blasted, man.
Oh,
you see them get smashed. Well, anyway,
geez, that was brutal. Then
they're just like acolytes. They're just like weird cult of the Sith. The weird. Remember they had that symbol? They're like, it's a Sith cult thing.
Yeah.
It's that guy whoever killed her parents.
Dumb.
So anyway, but I just would have liked to see something like that. It's kind of more. It's a resolution. You have Anakin, you have Luke right behind her.
Yeah.
And then everybody else, like Obi-Wan, you could bring back, Ewan McGregor. You have Yoda. And then all the people from the prequels, Mace Windu, and then have them just kind of stacked and back and back. And then it's just like, and then she's like, well, and then she can say, well, I have all the Jedi, and then. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I thought that would have been stronger. I like the voices. But
I don't like that she has all the powers of all the Jedi. I wish it was like she has the support of all of them. Like,
and that's what I don't understand. That's one thing. I'm like, how does this work?
Qui-Gon Jinn saying like, "We support you. Keep going."
Yeah, and then that makes sense. It sounds like I feel like you're saying that, but I want to see it more visually. It's a movie after all. You might as well have the Force ghosts. And is it that much of a stretch to have the Force ghosts show up?
Doesn't even have to look that great.
Oh yeah, you have Qui-Gon Jinn in the back. You know what I'm saying?
Just take shots from the other.
And
someone make.
We're talking about the rise of Skywalker. I'd love to see just Anakin and Luke. Yeah, right behind her, and then again, like Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, and as it goes back,
somebody make that edit when this movie comes out. Just put get a shot from them in the old ones, blew it, and then
blew it. Well, some of them have
put it in the back.
I don't know. I just thought that would have been cool, and then you could actually have. They talked about Ahsoka being in it.
She's
her voice. I mean, who would even know? I wouldn't have even known that if I hadn't been told. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Or if I read the credits, because actually have her back there, like
if they're
a person
going
dressed up as her.
Yeah, if they're going to go this is a movie for the fans, then just do it.
Then it'd been like, oh, we can actually we actually see her in a movie.
We've been talking about that way too much.
That's pretty much my biggest thing because that's the climax, and I wanted it to feel good because I felt
that's not my biggest problem with this movie.
I did like the climax. All right, like I did like how it was. Like I liked the voices a lot, and then I liked how it was like, oh, he gets the power. Because that kind of ups the stakes, and then he's like electrocuting the people. And I did like where there was like this moment of like, oh no, we're all gonna lose and die.
That's how it
I mean, I knew
goes.
it was gonna not end like that, but I just wanted to feel like that. Oh, here's all the Star Wars movies coming together, and I kind of got that.
How long are we?
Not quite. 1:30.
Oh jeez. Well, let's go.
It's fine. I'm not gonna do anything else.
Any other scenes? Let's just blast through spoilers real fast. Chewie gets a medal.
He gets Han's old medal. Which is sad. Oh yeah, he gets upset when he finds out Leia's dead.
That was heart wrenching.
Poor. I feel like him and Lando should protect Lando because he's about gone. I did like Lando talking about oh, me and Luke went on this mission.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like to imagine that. Oh, that's what I was thinking. I was like, that's going to be a comic. Him and Lando.
Probably.
And whomever else traveling across
I like
these
the
places.
scene with him. I like the most is when they were saying like, they're like, how did you guys fight off this? And he's like, we had each other.
Yeah.
That's all we
That
needed.
made sense. And that's why I was like, this movie's good. Because like the other movies, they're just so split up.
Yeah.
And
That's why I
maybe
love-
that's kind of the point. Like, well, that's why we're losing. 'cause
I
we're
like
not
the main
together.
characters in this
But-
a lot more than The Force Awakens or anything because they're working together.
Yeah, I like them all
And it
together.
felt
was
really
fun.
natural.
They felt. I mean, they weren't. Ray and
Ray was a little difficult to deal with.
Ray and Poe felt a little like because they hadn't been around each other very much. They just met in the last movie.
The
At the
scene
end
I
of
was
the last
talking
movie.
about earlier is when they get to the Death Star and they meet Jenna. It's Jenna.
The
Or Jana or something. They're just like,
the old
we're people who
stormtrooper.
live here. We're old stormtroopers. It's like, okay, let's go.
I was a stormtrooper.
I'm with you.
Me too. FN 2187 or whatever.
That's it. That's all you get.
Were you upset that
It was just like beat
Okay.
after beat after beat. It's just like, keep going.
it was just so much? Yeah, I mean, I can fault it for it as a. That's what I'm saying. Like, part
just
of me,
a lot.
I can
It's
forgive
a lot
it.
of information.
I can forgive it, but
Not again.
you need to turn off your.
I know. I'll do it next time.
It's fine. I can forgive it just for the fact of like, okay, this.
It's not that important.
It's just like, okay, whatever.
I just felt like
I get you don't have a lot of
Okay,
time to get
this
all
mo-
this information, but
A movie's like a roller coaster. You get
Yes.
on and they take you along the way. This is a really long roller coaster at the fastest speed. That's
okay, I
the
get
way
what
I'm
you're
gonna look
saying.
at it.
Yeah.
Because The Last Jedi is a really short roller coaster at a slow speed. This one is the
guess,
longest.
yeah.
It's 2 roller coasters in one at max speed, basically.
I mean, there's a lot going on in The Last
The
Jedi
beginning
too, but
with
The Last Jedi is more like a bunch of different roller coasters
Exactly.
that are going on in one direction.
you like in the beginning of the movie, you're dropped in this planet. They're already fighting. Also, I want to see him fight in Mustafar. That'd be cool. That's where you see Vader's castle or something.
Yeah,
That'll be
I
in
don't
a
know.
comic.
probably.
Good time or
All
good
the-
question for another
Kylo Ren
time.
searching for stuff.
That's got to be a soundbite.
Yeah. Well, I like the Luke and Leia somewhat. I don't know if Leia would have been able to train Rey. I feel like she's way more powerful than Leia already.
Wouldn't it make more sense if Luke's ghost was doing it and Leia died in the last movie?
Yeah. Or just
that'd
Luke
make more
in
sense.
general.
That'd make more sense. Yeah.
I
Luke could have flown the X-wing at the end of the Last
Yeah,
Jedi.
the X-wing freaking worked. He uses the Force to.
Also,
That's what
he
the
uses
people,
the wing as a door on one of his sheds. So
Supposedly.
how did that work?
Well, see, here's the thing,
Course
because
correction.
people were like, well, one, they're like, that's in the last movie. I was like, well, where's the gun? Because you showed me the gun, no one fired it.
Yeah.
Essentially, they showed me I can't think of what that is. The playwright, someone's gun.
Smoking gun?
No, it's the guy's name. This old play. Anyway,
Oh, I don't remember.
the idea is if you have a gun in the first act, it's better. It needs to be fired by the end
Yeah.
of the third act or whatever. It
Well,
is.
they even show
Essentially,
it in The Force Awakens when she first
they
gets there.
show
You
her
see
the X.
the
That's
X-wing.
why I was like, that's why people were like, well, it's obvious that Luke wasn't there. He's different lightsaber and he was different looks different. But I was like, they showed me the X-wing, so I was just like, okay, I guess he flew the X-wing there. And people were like, that would never work. It's waterlogged. It's been sitting in the water for 30 years. And I'm like,
It works. It goes in space. It's it's waterproof.
Oh.
You hit that monitor. I mean,
it's gonna go out the window. But you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Yeah.
it's working now somehow. I mean,
Alright.
it's cool to bring it
Other
back.
spoilers real fast because we're going really long.
But no, we're not going too long yet. But yeah,
else
I
we
just
got?
think we'll just end it after we did.
What else we got?
Anyway.
Spoilers. Just thinking through the movie. I want to see
I had
more.
something,
I
but
wish
I
I could have
forgot it.
seen more of Mustafar. That would have been pretty sweet.
I mean, we see it a lot, so it's whatever.
Yeah, more explanation on what happened to Snoke. Hux is a spy. That was kind of cool.
And then he's gone.
He just
helps
cared-
them. Then he's gone.
He didn't care if they won. They just wanted Kylo Ren to lose because he kind of made him look like a fool, I guess.
That makes sense. Yeah,
It makes sense.
I like Hux.
I like the new guy.
It makes him such an idiot.
The new guy is way more creepy and evil.
What's his name? Peter.
What? No,
what's the
Richard
guy's
E.
name?
Grant.
Yeah, Richard E. Grant. Sorry, I was
Yeah,
thinking of
he
Peter
just shot him.
Serafinowicz. Different person.
Shot him. Let's keep going.
Yeah,
That guy
he was
evil,
scary.
man.
Like he was like serious. He was no nonsense.
Well,
like
he
should
worked
have,
with
like
the
Hux should
Emperor
have been
back in the Empire days.
Yeah,
he said
right. I'm guessing he was probably like a smaller rank, like
Yeah.
a captain or something. But
he'd been a lot younger too.
yeah, 30
He's
years
pretty
ago.
old.
That's what I'm saying. Like he probably
about
wasn't
dead.
He's about to die.
Wedge is in
he
this
was
movie.
good. Yeah, Wedge is back for like one shot.
He hates
He's like,
Star Wars, but he's in this movie. Money. What else we got?
He shows up and it's like, hey, it's Wedge. And I was like, that's cool. I mean, I was happy to see it. It's like, whatever.
I'm trying to think of other things.
So, yeah, we got lots of voices. We can talk about this. We got Hayden Christensen comes back.
Ewan McGregor.
Which I was glad. Ewan McGregor, because I heard him say,
And Alec Guinness.
these are your first steps. And I was like, they're going to show him finally. Because throughout the whole movie, I was like, Force Ghost, show me. And
Yeah,
it
you
didn't
kept on
happen.
saying, you're like, Force Ghost. I was like, no.
And that point where it should have happened didn't happen.
didn't.
Well, I think it was just Ewan
Qui-Gon
McGregor.
Jinn,
Qui-Gon-
Ahsoka,
Ahsoka,
Kanan,
Kanan, Jarrus from Rebels.
Yoda, Mace Windu.
Yoda.
A lot of Samuel L. Jackson back, which is crazy. And they actually got everyone back in to record because they all said different dialogue and said Rey and all this stuff.
Yeah, you're right. It wasn't just like random picked up. They had
Yoda,
Ayla Secura, which is she's the Twi'lek alien, double lightsaber. She gets shot down on Felucia in the prequels, and then they had another one. She has like the nun-looking lady with like the black. She's kind of greenish, but she's got like the black makeup on. Mm-hmm. She talks in it.
She's in the Clone Wars too.
Yes,
for a bit.
I wish they would have had Ki-Adi-Mundi or Plo Koon because they were kind of bigger in the Clone Wars. Anyway,
all right, let's do predictions of what we said.
Okay,
spoilers. I like this movie.
It's still spoilers.
I like this movie. I don't love it.
I like this movie more as a fan. I don't think it's very good as just a movie.
That's a good.
I like it better.
I'd feel better rewatching this than rewatching The Last Jedi.
It makes me feel a little bit better about The Last Jedi. Does it change anything about your thoughts on The Last Jedi? I mean, that one just looks weird.
That movie.
Again, it is like, oh, your parents are nobody. You're a Palpatine.
Here's a question.
Are
you happy with this being the end? Is this a satisfying conclusion to the Skywalker saga? Or does it still end at Return of the Jedi?
It's not desirable. I can stand it more than where it was going, I guess. Like I said, I would like to see more of saying they come together, but...
Do you feel this is connected to the originals? Or do you think they should have just stopped at Return of the Jedi?
But it feels totally different. It does feel like a very different thing. So
like when you look at Star Wars, do you include these still? Or do you look at just the original 6?
I don't know.
I still
Time will tell.
I guess.
Maybe now I'm just kind of like...
Maybe in like a couple years we'll look back and be like, maybe
this movie makes me feel a little bit better about it just because it has Palpatine to tie it all together.
I think this ties pretty well, but as a movie, it's a mess.
I don't know. Part of me was like, we're focusing so much on these old things.
I agree.
But I'm like, part of me is like, but I do want to see Luke and I do want to see Han, and it's like, wow, what's the balance?
Finn is Force sensitive.
Yeah, it's probably not the last thing because we want to talk about
that's the last
Luke
thing
and Leia de-aged.
That was awesome.
Luke looks so good.
That was so
Leia
good.
Was a little
green lightsaber. I was like, yes.
It's like the end part of her training.
I love it. It was like nighttime and
they're talking about her lightsaber. Rey gets Leia's lightsaber.
Mm-hmm. Also, they bury the lightsabers at the end.
She buries,
and then
Anakin's
she has a new lightsaber, which is for like her staff, like an orange lightsaber.
Yes.
I don't know what that symbolizes.
I remember hearing that the orange lightsaber is
green and blue.
Now.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Well, there's been.
I don't get the whole like.
It's just the crystal.
It probably symbolizes something.
It's just crystal.
Is it
color.
a mixture of the blue and the red? Like she's a Palpatine and.
Dude,
it's dumb.
That's not how you make orange.
Also, yeah, I know. I'm just thinking of a mixture because of the red and whatever.
No, I mean, but in like other things, there's like yellow and orange. And
I like it. I think.
There's purple.
Cool.
I mean, what's weird? It's
cool.
It's just the crystal.
I don't like they have to spin it on, but seeing them at the end,
it's kind of cool.
And then she takes the name Skywalker. I mean, it makes
like,
sense.
Oh yeah, some random old lady. She's at Luke's homestead.
She looks off to the distance.
I feel like someone would be living there.
She like looked off and she stared for like, I'd say 60 seconds, and then looked back and said something. There. The old lady's probably just sitting there like, what is she looking
crazy? Look crazy.
No wonder no one's living here anymore.
I'm a Skywalker.
That makes sense.
So whatever.
I mean, she does.
I just don't understand the rise part. I thought they were going to totally get rid of the Jedi name and just call everybody Skywalkers.
The rise of Skywalker doesn't really make sense anymore.
That's what I'm saying. I don't get it.
Maybe it should have been. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
That's why I'm just looking at you trying to say.
I don't know what you would call it.
I'm letting you figure it out on your own.
What would you call it?
Dude, I don't know.
What
That's
if
what
you-
I'm saying. It wasn't plotted out well.
What if you could change the name of this to the Phantom Menace, and then change the Phantom Menace to the Rise of Skywalker? That would make more sense.
Or call
'Cause
this
that's
one
the
The
beginning of
Last
the
Hope.
I'm telling you, dude.
One Last Hope. I
But
don't know.
you could call us the Phantom Menace because they call him the Phantom in this movie. Like, he's a Phantom Emperor.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be talking about in the first movie,
makes
right?
more sense.
The Phantom ending. I don't know. You
You
know,
could call it the
Something
Phantom Menace, and then you could call the first one the Rise of Skywalker. They would make more sense
that would make more sense.
because it's the
Good
first
job,
Sky-
Jesse. You've broken the code.
It makes more sense to me.
It's like
It's-
poetry.
it rhymes.
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Someone said that on Reddit, and it was hilarious.
It's like poetry. It rhymes. It's a George
All right,
Lucas
let's go to
here.
predictions, and let's end this puppy.
Let's kill it.
All right, here is things that we predicted, and we're going to see who's right or wrong. Kylo turns good in the end. Tyler says yes.
Yeah, I said yes.
said yes.
Good job.
I think that we kind of called that one a long time.
That's pretty obvious.
Who will die? Oh, boy.
I said Kylo Ren
You
would
said
die, wouldn't I?
Hux. Got that one right.
Bam.
You said Finn/Poe, either one. That didn't
One or
happen.
the other.
Yeah.
Did not happen.
You said Leia. Correct.
Yes.
You said Kylo. Correct.
Yes. Okay, I got 3 out of 6, whatever.
Yeah. I said
out of
Kylo. Yep. I said Hux. Yep. I said Chewie. I thought he was gonna
No.
die. When
You were right.
When he
You thought you were
when it blew
right.
up and she yelled Chewie, I was like, "Don't make this the way
This
he
was
dies."
the worst way for him to. I was like,
What if they went like that?
I threw up my hands and I was like, well, not threw them up, but I was like, kind of like doing like the, okay, this can't be it. Because I had an idea. I was like, this can't be it. Well, then you were like, oh, he's in the trailer with
Yeah, I was like,
Lando.
Wait,
I was
he's
like,
in
oh,
the
yeah.
Falcon later. I put down Leia, and then I put Rey.
Oh, you were.
I put
you were
Rey.
half right.
I put Rey dies,
Shouldn't have.
and Kylo brings her back.
Oh, good job. Wow. Are you sure you didn't just type that while we were talking?
I did not. Clones of Rey. We thought you said yes.
I said yes.
Yes.
Did I say yes?
Yes.
Man.
I said.
I didn't.
I said no. Snoke is a clone.
Good job.
Yeah, buddy. Richard E. Grant is Thrawn. No.
I forgot
You said
about that
no.
one.
You said no. I said no.
That was a random.
He's the new Hux.
You said no. He's the new Hux.
I said he's like the new Hux, basically.
I guess that's basically right.
Falcon being destroyed. We both said yes. We were wrong about that. Falcon's fine.
Yeah.
Falcon somehow made it through.
It was a piece of junk in the first movie. Now it's still good.
Anakin back. Tyler says yes. I'm not sure if it would be Obi-Wan or Anakin.
Well, I guess I was right.
I said no for Jedis, just voices.
Oh my
Han
gosh.
comes back.
You had inside knowledge though, somewhat. I feel like.
Oh, and I put Mace Windu. I said Han comes back and Mace Windu. I
Well-
didn't put anything in there.
Well, you got
Rey's parents.
you
Are they
killing it.
anyone important? You said yes. I said yes.
You
Rey
put
is
Skywalker,
a
didn't you?
Palpatine.
What? Where are these
said-
coming from?
I said
Oh,
Rey.
that's right.
I
Didn't
read the
you,
script like a month.
That's
like
right. That's
3
right.
months ago.
I remember. I was gonna say you
the
had
script
insider.
was right.
The script had. Who knew? The script that was.
It
right.
was definitely the real script. I would say though, the script did not. It was like just like
Highlighted.
points.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of the stuff I had, like watching the movie. There's so much I didn't know from the script.
Well, that's good. I guess. I don't know why you would have read that. Why would you read
Rey
that?
is a Skywalker. You said no. Good job. I said no.
Well, you knew already. You said Palpatine.
I said biologically no, but takes the name Skywalker.
Yeah.
Finn and Rose a thing. We both agreed no.
Yeah.
Rose is barely in this movie.
She was all right in it though.
Knights of Ren. You said other fallen Jedi, and I said same. They're nobody.
Didn't they talk about? No, never mind.
I smell something. Can't tell if it's food.
be burning
Snoke. You said
plastic.
Palpatine's pawn.
Basically,
I said the same thing.
Yeah. You just copied everything I said.
Yeah. Famous planets that we would see in this movie. You said Tatooine.
Easy.
Nice. And Vader's castle. We almost got it. We got
They
Mustafar.
showed Mustafar.
That's what I put. I said Tatooine, Homestead, Sunset, and Mustafar. I felt like they would have to put Mustafar in.
They had it in Rogue One. Like, why not?
They barely had it in this movie. You don't even think it doesn't even look like Mustafar. It's just like a forest.
Well, that's why I thought it wasn't Mustafar.
That's what I thought.
They didn't name it because they were at this weird. Did they just show that and then they went somewhere else?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Doesn't make sense.
Force Ghost reunion. with Leia and Luke. You said yes. I said yes, but no Han.
happens. Yeah, I didn't say yes for Han though, did I?
No.
It wasn't specified that I said yes. Anyway, but no Han.
Yeah.
I guess that happens at the end on Tatooine. Mm-hmm. They're like standing
And
there.
that's our prediction.
How did Leia? Well, I guess Luke trained.
That was our
her.
predictions. We did pretty good.
Well, you did good because you read the freaking
Well,
script.
you did pretty good for not knowing the script, though.
Yeah, I got a few things.
You did
wrong,
great. Good job.
I got the Rey clones wrong, which I should have known that was probably not going to happen. Now that I'm thinking back on it,
It's like a
my 2020 vid.
2020
hindsight
vision.
rather is so 2020. It's like a thing.
Also,
people should say that.
Rey's dark vision hissed at her, which was weird.
That was weird.
She had like spiky teeth, and she's like,
Did they have spiky teeth?
Yeah, I was like, ew, that's not right.
I was like a little like.
Oh, that's weird. Also, her lightsaber makes sense now. You like clamp the lightsaber in between them like chopsticks, so you can't get it out.
What?
When she folded the double-edged lightsaber, it like held her blue lightsaber in between
Like
it, so she
chopsticks.
couldn't get it out. I was like,
I missed
that's
that.
kind of smart.
That's not a bad idea.
Because now
You mean the two blades?
the two blades clamped it in.
I missed that
and I was
part.
just like,
It was too fast.
Man, that's pretty smart.
Yeah, that's pretty good. J.J. Abrams has a thing for showing people's hands
Oh yeah, he definitely does.
or their feet. It
Yeah,
happens so often.
it did.
I guess that happened in The Last Jedi too, where she falls off
Yeah.
the thing. And he's like, "You
you're
just
right.
went straight for the dark, you sicko,
You monster.
you monster."
Are we done?
You didn't even try to stop yourself. Anyway, but he does that so many times. There's just so many like
Hands.
or
Yeah.
things like that.
I
And I was just
noticed.
like, get over
Didn't
it.
notice that.
So much. There's a lot of lightsaber fighting in this one. Not that great. Mm-hmm. What's the best lightsaber fight?
It's Death Star. Personally, I like that scene a lot.
Return of the Jedi.
It kind of mirrored when they fought in the Death Star, where Kylo, or you know how Luke was just kind of like wailing on his arm to kind of. It was kind of the other
he
way
just got
where
real
he was
angry.
just like Kylo Ren was doing it to Rey.
Yeah.
I was like,
But-
that's pretty cool.
I don't know. Duel of Fates.
I do
is
like the
pretty great.
idea that Palpatine was talking through Vader's mask, because that makes
Yeah,
more sense than
I
why. Because if he was
guess.
trying to talk to Anakin, he would be like, "Don't do this."
Why
dude."
wouldn't
You know what I mean?
I don't know why Kylo Ren
makes kinda
doesn't know
sense.
that Anakin turned back to the light side. Like, who would he think is talking? So say this.
It's because he does, because he's talking. He doesn't think that because he's talking to the Vader mask, which is actually Palpatine. He thinks it's not Palpatine,
But-
because in the beginning he's like, "I've been every voice inside your head."
I know that, man.
I mean, it makes more sense
I
to
understand
me.
that, but I'm saying, so if you're Kylo, young Kylo, and your parents are like, "Here's a bedtime
Naive.
story." Your grandfather was a terrible person at one point. He's like the, just killing people left and right, and he destroyed the Jedi, or whatever, And you're like, but your uncle Luke saved him, and he turned back to the good side. And,
Good stuff.
And now he's a Force ghost. You know what I'm saying? He's like a good person. I mean, maybe he thought that was a story that for him that wasn't true, but like he should know that Darth Vader was not a bad guy anymore, and he wouldn't be talking through his helmet.
Yeah.
And be like, well, wait a minute, like
don't know,
this
man.
isn't Darth Vader. Who is this? You know,
There's
what I'm
a lot
saying?
of stuff I don't
This is
know
like
yet.
some monster behind it. Is
that it, man?
I don't know.
Is that it?
Yeah, for now, we're gonna be talking about this until the end.
The end of time.
of my life.
What do you think the next?
Or time,
They're taking a
whichever
break
comes
for a
first.
while with Star Wars movies, but we're getting
2020,
But we're getting Obi-Wan.
2022.
Getting Obi-Wan. We're getting more Mandalorian. We're getting Cassian Andor. We're getting. Is that it? I think it's it.
I guess so.
What's the next thing going to be? A new spin-off trilogy?
I think Mandalorian season 2 is coming out next year this time.
Is it just me, or
And
do
then
you not
maybe
really
Obi-Wan
want?
next. I don't care about Cassian Andor.
I feel like Star Wars is about the Skywalkers. To me, if you
Are
made
you
a
saying
trilogy,
you don't want to do any more of the saga films?
No.
And just be done?
just do.
I mean, they
you
won't
can do
ever be done,
spin-offs.
but-
Do a spin-off. Just
this-
a one-off. I don't want another trilogy of characters that I don't know anything about. That I mean,
I know,
do
I see what
Knights
you're
of the
saying.
Old Republic.
I mean, you could bring back Rey and Finn and stuff and have them be side characters, but you know what I mean? Like
don't-
how they did it with wait 30 years.
Part
and
of
then
me
do
is
it again.
just kind of like, leave it alone. Just
That's what I'm saying.
Don't touch it.
Wait another 30 years and be back.
Don't touch it. Do another like side story, like Rogue One. Do like another Rogue One style movie where it's a one-off.
Yeah.
It doesn't mess with any of the main characters that make definitive decisions that change how you
Sure.
look at it.
I mean,
I'm tired of looking at this Star Wars saga different.
if you can
Just leave it.
consistently do the young Luke,
Do
I'd
it.
be okay bringing him back for some like side
Do
thing.
like at the end of Return of the Jedi. You got another space to mess with. Mess with that. Do him looking for Exegol. Look at him training the Jedi. Order.
Him and Lando. You can get
him and Lando movie.
You can get
Star
Donald
Wars
Glover.
story.
Him
and Lando, a Star Wars story.
Who's him?
Are we done?
I guess.
See you guys.
I mean, we'll be back to talk probably more about this next week when we have more thoughts about it.
Yeah, we got some more time to talk about things.
The sad part is, I'm most excited for about this movie is the Mr. Plinkett review.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. That's gonna be good.
I'm just like,
I want to see.
oh man, it's gonna be
I feel
perfect.
like how it should have ended is gonna be pretty good.
Well, any
I keep on thinking back
excited
like how it should have ended.
yeah.
Tilt the Star Destroyer just a little bit, knock everyone
Oh, that's
over.
right. Everyone's riding on the ship.
You win
How do
because
you
they
think
can't
that
turn off
would've
the
worked?
thing.
Those the horses.
That's the
horse
dumbest thing of
monsters.
this movie. Horses on a Star Destroyer. That's he's like
Sir, we have
they're not on speeders.
rebels Sir, rebels are riding across the side of our ship.
Tilt the ship. All horses die. All people die.
50 degrees tilt, sir.
What about the
50 degrees
stormtroopers
tilt.
out there? They have jetpacks. They'll be fine.
Who
Oh.
cares about the stormtroopers?
Well,
out
they
there?
have
We got a million.
jetpacks,
Don't
even
send them
then.
out there. Just turn.
Exactly. Even then, they still have jetpacks, so they're gonna be fine.
20 degrees tilt starboard.
And then we won.
Or
mean,
like,
it's that
Or like
easy.
spring them off.
It's that easy.
And then they're like, yeah, hold-o maneuver. Just do it.
That's a pretty funny line.
Like, why wouldn't you? I get
that was a 1 in a million shot. That
was a
will
one-off.
never be done.
It was a one-off. Was it really 1 in a million? Aim this big ship at the other big
I
ship.
like to see the
and go
hyperspace
jump
jumping again. That
There
was
you
cool.
go. Like what did
pretty
they call
cool.
that? That was a new thing.
They called it hyperspace jumping. No, it wasn't. They did it in Han Solo.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Did they
They
do
did it in
that?
Solo. Yeah. I thought
But
it was
then
pretty-
she said
but
the Falcon couldn't do that.
It's because something was broken in it,
Okay. Well,
which was
anyway.
pretty sweet. Seeing him jump from. I think we got to go to like Cloud City. Got to go to this weird green planet. It was pretty,
Cloud City was shown a couple times.
pretty sweet.
People were like celebrating in Cloud City. No, the ships were falling.
Yeah, behind it.
The ship falling in Jakku, I was like, well, that's not going to make a much of a difference. All the people there, like,
then you
yeah,
got like
more scraps.
Andor. You got
finally.
to see the Ewoks. Oh, we saw Ewoks.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
It's whatever. It's like, hey, Ewoks.
Hey,
Great.
Ewoks.
Hey, Ewoks. I was almost hoping, what ship was that?
Ewoks.
Who was? Oh, that's how that's how Kylo Ren found them. Because remember that ship that was floating in the debris? Is that was Kylo Ren's ship? So they fly past and it starts up and follows them.
No, that was the Knights of Ren.
Was that the Knights of Ren?
Yeah.
When was that? What point in the movie was that?
So it was when they went. I'm trying to remember now.
When they went to that rainy, dark planet.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What did you think about that whole C-3PO? I forgot about C-3PO.
It's pretty good.
C-3PO was really talkative and crazy in the first
kinda
part.
liked it. He was really funny. He was the comedic humor in this movie.
He wasn't bad. He was good. I liked
enjoyed it.
I just wish they just.
My favorite thing was
Yeah.
Poe trying to keep turning him off or something, and then him
turned
just
him
being
down.
like, "How rude!"
How rude.
That was pretty good.
He's my oldest friend.
Yeah.
When they have to restart him.
That was good.
That was an interesting thing, I guess.
Oh, he's like when they all meet back up together underneath in those caves. He's like, "Ray, Poe, are you guys all right?" And he's like, "I didn't hear you say my name. I'm all right. Thanks for asking."
Oh, they fall down. through
yeah,
the
that
sand.
was good.
I was like, oh, they're dead.
The
I thought
bean-
Ray was gonna
the
like pull them
bean
out.
quicksand.
Yeah, the bean sand. I thought Ray was just gonna like lift them out or something.
Yeah.
But whatever.
All right, we're done here. We're
we'll
gonna be talking about this all week. We could probably just do it week 2, the Rise of Skywalker.
Well, we did that with the Last Jedi, didn't we? We did
did.
a review and then we talked about it more afterwards.
That's fine.
It might happen again.
I'm fine with
but
that.
we're gonna be talking Mandalorian next week.
It'll be over by
Should
then.
be the full season because
That'd
we
be cool.
talked like intermittently, but we're gonna talk about
We
the
should
whole
watch it
season all together. The final one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm cool. Down.
let's watch
I'm
it
down.
together. Come over, watch it in 4K, dude.
I mean, I have a 4K.
Surround.
I have a
stuff.
4K TV, but I'll come. Yours is bigger. I'll give you that.
You heard it here, folks. Mine's bigger.
He does have a larger one.
That's what she said.
It just depends on how you use it.
That was a good one. Come on, I had that one. All right, goodbye, guys. See you next week. So long.
So
May the
solo long.
May
Han
the force
so
be
long.
with you.
What was that?
You
other-
go first.
No, you.
That's still the dumbest thing to me is when they like interrupt
No,
each
you.
other. No, you go
Oh,
first.
we're friends.
May the force be with you. May the force be with you, I guess.
I'm not doing that. Bye, everybody.
Bye.